Get started, play my intros, introduce the show, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
So, here we go.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what Ezra Miller has done for the opportunity for him to ever play Flash ever again in the DCEU. What's it with celebrities doing stupid things? Yeah, Will Smith, I'm talking about you. Welcome back! Thank you for joining me, guys. I know I have been away recently. Unfortunately, I have been incredibly ill. In fact, the past few months have been pretty bad for my health, including concussion, norovirus, and then the dreaded coronavirus. But I am back, raring to go. We've got a discussion/debate tonight about sextants and the flat Earth, which Mitchell from Australia may join. We will see what happens. He's got the link. He did ask me to send him the link. Coming up on Saturday, I've got the next episode of Flerfs Are Idiots, featuring everyone's favourite talking monkey, Daniel Pratt. Then I have a stream next week on this channel with Professor Dave going over his debate with Dearth, which I helped him prepare for. I sent him all the talking points that Dearth normally brings up and kind of prepped him for that debate. So we're going to have a stream on my channel talking about the debate, and then I'm going to turn that stream into a edited video that will be put on Professor Dave's channel. Also on the 22nd of this month, I will be on Simon Dan's Flat Earth Friday with another collaboration with Simon Dan. So lots of fun stuff to look forward to. But let's get on with the discussion for today. We are speaking to Dave. Dave is someone who watches Nathan Oakley and saw me go on to his channel alongside MC Toon to present Mitchell with his award and wasn't too happy with that. Dave, hello, welcome to the channel. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Craig?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you very much for joining. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, first of all, I do want to talk about what happened on Nathan's channel, because a lot of flat earthers got very angry at me about that. But the fact is that we were literally invited to do what we did by Mitchell, and then Mitchell lied to Nathan about that. And that really confused me. Why do you think Mitchell lied so much to everybody?
Well, I can't speak for Mitchell, to be honest with you, Craig. I mean, I don't know what you told Nathan. You know,
you're quite quiet there, buddy.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I couldn't tell you what Mitchell did or did not tell Nathan at all. I know it was unexpected from what I observed.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate the sound clips. I think that came from McToon, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, that was just a bit of fun of repeating Nathan back to himself. But that was once he stopped letting us actually try and present the award, which again we were there under invitation. But then after we'd left the panel, I think it was 10th Man initially asked Mitchell, they said that you invited them here. Is that true? And then Mitchell lied and said, no, we were talking about MC Toon's challenge and I invited them on for that. And that was a direct lie to everybody, including you guys watching Nathan's stream. And I just thought that was a bit of a Mitchell move, really, if you see what I mean.
Well, I mean, I know that they asked you specifically certain questions that you guys refused to answer and just continued on.
I mean, we didn't refuse to answer. We were just kind of doing the presentation that we were asked to do. I mean, we could have, maybe after the presentation we were asked to do, have talked about the things that they were saying. But, you know, we were just trying to do the thing that we were there to do.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Craig, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I would highly doubt that Mitchell would agree to you guys going on there and doing that specifically. I don't doubt that he invited you to come on the show, but I would doubt that he was aware of what you guys were going to do once you got there.
I mean, that was specifically what he asked us to do. He said, come on to Nathan's show at 2 p.m. on Monday and present me with my award.
Okay. I mean, I can't say yes or no either way.
Yeah. Well, it was, you know, it's just interesting that flat earthers will lie even to, you know, their own audience and stuff, really. And, right, so anyway, the conversation that you and I are going to have is about sextants and, you know, if they work on the flat earth / versus if they work on a globe. Now, obviously, you watch Nathan Oakley and you've seen all the arguments that Nathan uses for the sextant, and I presume that's the things that you're going to bring up, like, you know, no curved adjacent and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, to go back on what you said, he said whether or not they work on a flat earth. I mean, to be honest with you, Craig, we only observe a flat earth.
I mean, I completely disagree with that. I make many observations every day that suggest to me that we're on a sphere. But observations are just where you start with things. You know, it's, you know,
I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, an observation can be anything. To somebody, it could be, oh, I appear to observe that the Earth is flat. To others, you could observe things which would appear to them to show that we're on a sphere. That's why you don't stop at observation. You do the rest of science, which flat earthers don't really like. You know, like forming a hypothesis to explain the observation, and then a prediction from that hypothesis and testing that prediction and so on and so forth, which is things that we always do.
Well, now to be fair, Craig, you keep saying flat earthers don't like to do this and flat earthers don't like to do that, but globe believers don't like their, how can I say this, their feet held to the fire.
Oh, we do, actually. You know, we like it quite a lot.
Well, not necessarily because of the, you know, balls in the shed, you know, for example. You know, you guys...
Cavendish.
Correct. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
the experiment that's like repeated constantly all over the world all the time.
But there's no observed phenomenon, correct?
Yeah, there is. They're the mass attracting mass.
Where do we observe that in nature? But that's for...
Things go towards the ground.
But that's relative density.
That's a lovely hypothesis. The hypothesis for me would be something different. You know, the observation of things attracting other things is what we see all over the universe. You know, it's just a natural observation that mass appears to attract mass under conditions. So we test that hypothesis, you know, with the Cavendish experiment. That's it.
Things are more dense, they go down. Things are less dense, they go
again,
up.
that's a lovely hypothesis, but then you need to form a prediction based on that hypothesis and test it with an experiment. We've done that with gravity by the Cavendish experiment. You know, that we tested our hypothesis, and it turned out to be correct. And in fact, the Cavendish experiment's been repeated so many times that they actually did it with like nanometer.
Well, the original Cavendish has not been repeated, Craig, to be honest with you.
It's been repeated. It's repeated all of the time. In fact, the Blue Marble Science built his own version of it. Sorry?
Balls in a shed have been repeated?
The balls in a shed, this experiment, yes, that has been repeated. YouTube's been a bit slow tonight. Oh, Nathan 2.0 is in the call. I don't see any video or hear audio from him, but anyway. Yeah, Cavendish is obviously repeated all of the time. Dave. And we verify the hypothesis all the time. We love to do
but
science.
I mean, it could be debunked with steam.
No, it really can't, because that matches the predictions of gravity, and you can't
No,
debunk
not
something that
necessarily, Craig.
matches
I mean,
the predictions. So steam
if
going
gas
up
rises-
matches the predictions of gravity.
How so?
Because different things with different density have greater gravitational attraction, and if something has
Density.
more gravitational attraction next to something else, then it's going to be pulled with a stronger force, which means that the
But
other
you
thing
just
would go up
described-
with the opposite force compared to it. And we can
No,
show this
but
works
Craig-
not just up and down, but left and right. That's the entire point.
I understand what you're saying, but you're assuming a force, Craig. You
No,
are
we're not assuming, we're testing it. That's
No,
what
hold on
science
one
is. You don't
second.
make any assumptions.
No, you are absolutely assuming a force, because what you just described was relative density. Something less dense goes up, something more dense goes down.
That's why we
No
do
gravity.
the experiments, to test the hypothesis, yes.
We're going to have to agree to disagree with that.
If you like. There does appear to be issues with the stream, guys. Bear with me. Someone else did join, but they have not turned on their audio yet. Hey, if you're there, Mitchell, you might as well come and talk, but if you don't want to, that's fine. He says he's having quality issues on Zoom with the audio, not sure why. Right, anyway, so this is what it's about with Flat Earth, right, Dave? It's about having a testable hypothesis. We don't just, assume something and go, that's right. Although, in science, making assumptions is part of the process. That's kind of what a prediction is. When you have a hypothesis, you come up with a prediction for that hypothesis and then test that prediction. And the prediction must include an assumption of some kind. Otherwise, you can't do a prediction. And that's something that we've been asking Flat Earth to do with a sextant, is to show us how on the Flat Earth you can use a sextant to make a prediction and follow the predictions of what you expect to actually get your location. Do the experiment all the way through. But no one's ever actually explained how it all works from scratch. So,
from scratch, a flat Earth is required, Craig, to get an elevation
no,
angle.
it's absolutely 100% not required. I don't know
Oh,
why
it's
you.
not?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
So a sextant requires 90 degrees from the star to the GP to you.
No, it does not.
And then-
Absolutely 100% not.
How do you figure?
Because that's not how you do celestial navigation.
That's exactly how you do celestial navigation, Craig.
No,
So to
no,
get
no.
that,
But you
to
don't
get your
have
elevation
90
angle.
degrees to the GP. You simply measure the angle between the celestial object and the horizon. Then you
what
use that to
consists of-
find the GP.
Okay, and what consists of an angle, Craig?
An angle. What consists of an angle?
Correct.
The angular separation between 2 points, measured in
No,
degrees
not
or
2 points.
radians, or whatever you
Two
want.
straight lines. 2 straight lines, not 2 points.
It doesn't have to be straight lines. You can measure angles to curves quite easily.
Craig, come on now. Now that's absolutely ridiculous. For
Well,
you to
it's
say that
really not.
geometry-
Measuring
doesn't-
angles to a curve is actually integral to building suspension bridges.
Craig,
And
you need
the formula here that
Hold on,
I
wait,
can
okay,
show
but-
you. T equals W over 2 cos theta is actually a formula for measuring an angle to a curved surface. In particular, this curved surface of the suspension cables of a suspension bridge. Measuring an angle to a curved surface isn't really an issue because you use the vertex, you make corrections if you need to. It's
Now,
done all the time in engineering.
right. I'm in construction. I totally understand that. But the problem is you need a physical tangent to go to, Craig.
No, you don't need a physical tangent. As Nathan cites very often, the tangent is an imaginary line from the observer to the horizon.
Hold on, no.
Not physical, imaginary.
A tangent is a straight line, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. Tangents are straight.
Okay,
They're
thank you.
straight lines on a sphere, correct?
There is no straight lines on a sphere. All things bent due to the terrestrial refraction. Remember, Craig?
Yeah, that's no issue because we have refraction correction stuff. But you know the thing is
No.
that the argument
correction, Craig. Terrestrial refraction.
We do have refraction corrections based on all the known, qualities of refraction and how it's been quantified. But however, let me point out that claiming that we can't have a straight line due to refraction also means that you can't use a sextant on a flat Earth because light still refracts even if the Earth is flat. No, it's not negative, and you need to hear me out here. Light travels through a medium. Wait, one second. One second, Dave. Light travels through a medium. Hold on. Let me explain. Light travels through a medium. Okay. Light goes through the air. Therefore, that light is refracted, regardless of the shape of the Earth. Light traveling through a medium undergoes refraction. And because you don't use a straight line to the horizon, that's why you apply dip corrections, even on a flat Earth, you will be looking through a gradient of atmosphere, causing refraction from the light coming from the horizon. So
I understand that, Craig.
The argument of
I'm not arguing with you about any of that.
The argument of you can't use it because there's no straight lines because light bends because of refraction means that you can't use it. You can't use it on flat Earth either. However, there are refraction adjustment tables that allow us to correct for the refraction we experience on Earth that have been used successfully for centuries alongside celestial navigation.
I agree with that, but may I speak?
Yeah, I've finished now.
Okay. I don't have a problem using the sextant due to refraction. You have a problem due to terrestrial refraction, Craig. Because remember, no straight lines on a globe, Craig. All lines bent due to refraction.
And we have correction tables for those.
Terrestrial refraction, black swan. Remember, Craig? You guys spent 2 years saying that nothing is where it is on the globe. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, and that again, we have correction tables to adjust for those. All we need to know is the height of the observer. Wait, let me finish. All we need to know. Wait, Dave. All we need to know is the height of the observer, the barometric pressure, and the temperature, and then we can use the refraction correction tables to apply the correct adjustments needed. That's all we do. It's very simple. And more importantly, when you map out the data points from the almanac for terrestrial navigation, for celestial navigation and refraction corrections, you get a curve matching the curve of the globe of the Earth. So the fact that we have the refraction table corrections that work shows that we are able to do it. But again, there is also no straight lines if the Earth is flat.
No, that's the thing, Craig. Listen to me. Now, hear me out. Yes, there is refraction correction, okay, for both parties. But you have the problem about terrestrial refraction, okay?
Yeah, refraction in general is solved by the tables.
Okay. Also, you don't have a geometric horizon to get a tangent point in the first place.
That's what the refraction adjustment tables are for, so that we can apply the refraction that has happened to the horizon.
Okay, for terrestrial refraction, you will require R. Where did you get R, Craig?
You don't need R for doing the calculations.
You don't need for 7/6 R. You don't need R.
Yeah, that's just applied backwards. It's fine. We know that refraction is quantified, and ignoring the let me finish. Ignoring the 7/6 R, all we need to do is figure out the barometric pressure. Let me finish. Dave, you need to let me finish when I'm talking, otherwise this isn't going to work, okay? All we need to do is know the barometric pressure, the temperature, and the height of the observer, and we can apply the correct adjustments for refraction that make us know where the horizon would actually be, so that we can have the correct angle. That's what the refraction adjustment tables are for, and they are applied to the reading taken on a globe.
Can you please show me the barometric mirror on the sextant?
Barometric mirror?
Yes.
There's that you don't have mirrors that measure barometric, but you measure the barometric pressure by measuring the barometric pressure with something that does that, which all sailors will have with them.
Craig, when you use a sextant, you don't need a barometric pressure.
You actually do, so that you know which corrections to apply. If you don't know the barometric pressure and the temperature and the height of the observer, you cannot apply the correct adjustments.
You don't need the height of the observer, Craig.
Yes, you do need the height of the observer because you take you do need the height of the observer because you take the reading above the horizon. You know, you don't.
Craig. I misspoke. I thought you said height of the star. I misspoke.
No.
Require it.
But sailors use it. Right, Dave, hold on, stop. Dave, hold on, stop. Sailors use it. Sailors use the refraction adjustment tables. Every time they take a reading with their sextant to find their position, they will then also
provide
check
a citation. Please provide a citation that a sextant requires barometric pressure reading.
Okay, we could go through the algorithm for actually taking a sextant reading and what to do it, but if you would let me, if you would let me, I could. Okay, the citation is the fact that the refraction adjustment tables have a column for barometric pressure.
Craig, that you know as well as I do. Though you just saying it off the top of your head is not a citation.
Again, the refraction adjustment tables that are used, that you actually use, have a column for barometric pressure. You have to know the barometric pressure, the height of the observer, and the temperature to be able to apply the correct adjustments.
Craig?
Sorry?
Citation, please.
Yes,
citation,
any
please.
refraction adjustment table.
Citation.
Yes,
please.
My citation is any refraction adjustment table.
Provide.
Used for celestial navigation.
Now, Craig, come on, man. If you're not going to pull up a citation showing me this, well, what's the point of having this conversation?
Okay, one sec. I can quite easily get the refraction adjustment tables that show that. How would you know what refraction adjustments to apply if you didn't know the barometric pressure? Because you do agree that applying refraction adjustment. Wait, let me finish my question, Dave, before you interrupt me. Dave, before you interrupt me, let me finish what I'm saying. Right?
I stop every time, but you don't, Craig.
Yeah,
at least
you keep talking.
I'm giving you.
You keep talking when I'm talking. Let me finish what I'm saying. Right? Do you agree that when you take the sextant reading, you have to apply refraction adjustment to it?
You have to do a dip correction.
That's not what I asked. Do you have to apply refraction adjustments to the reading? Yes or no?
I can't say yes either way, Craig.
Yeah, you absolutely do. It's part of the algorithm.
That's fine.
Do you know what other adjustments you apply?
Craig, for Christ's sake, please. I let you speak, and then you jump all over me as soon as I get 2 words out, man. Jeez. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you know what other adjustments you apply to the sextant reading?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm asking you a question. Do you know what other adjustments you apply?
I know of dip correction for the.
There's 2 types of dip correction. Do you know which ones are used and when?
I'm all ears. I'm willing to listen.
Right. Okay. So you've got the dip to the horizon, which is what you would use with a standard sextant. And you've got the dip short of the horizon, which is what you would use with a bubble sextant, for instance.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about a bubble sextant.
You can apply either of those depending on which one you need. You also need to make sure you apply any index correction to adjust for any index errors on the actual sextant itself. You also have to apply adjustments, obviously for refraction.
For the stars, right?
If
independent of the horizon, you have to measure the stars. Or you have to correct for dip of the star. Is what I was trying to say, right?
Dip of the star. Who is that?
Right. I'm seeing if my audio is working. I don't know how good my audio is right now. I was just
it's pretty clear on mine.
testing it out. I'm Nathan 2.0. I joined from the 24/7.
Who are you? If you're not Mitchell, you're not. I didn't invite you. I don't know who you are. Mitchell.
I was here at first, and I was trying to. I was typing in chat. I was.
Yeah, I've no idea.
And I just got the audio.
Right. Yeah, no idea who that person is. They can go. Mitchell's obviously given the thing to some random. Well, yeah. So you need to apply
Okay.
index correction,
Okay.
and do dip corrections, altitude corrections, obviously refraction adjustments. For which
Barometric
you
pressure.
need to. Right. Anyway, what did you say?
The barometric pressure citation.
Yeah. I'm just getting the. I'm trying to find the refraction adjustment table. So bear with me.
No worries. But you realize this is all moot point because you don't have a straight line, Craig, and it absolutely does require 90 degrees because you have to have a circle of equal elevation, Craig.
It's not secret. Okay, so that's all backwards. The 90 degrees is above you, your zenith. That's the 90 degrees, not 90 degrees above
No,
the.
negative. That is from the star to the GP.
No, incorrect. That's not how it's done. The 90 degrees
You
that
get
you
your
take
elevation.
is your zenith. Right?
Craig, you get your elevation angle from you to the star and you to the horizon.
But the 90 degrees is your zenith. That's where you measure it from. You get the co-altitude.
I don't know about the word terminology. All I know is that you get the elevation angle from you to the star, and then from you to the horizon, and then from the star down to the horizon to you is 90.
Yeah.
Because if it's from you to the star, everything's going to be 90.
So the way that you do it, I mean, I've talked through it several times. You take the reading based on your zenith, which is 90 degrees above you, all right? And that's where you actually get the angle from, okay? When you're actually calculating it. So what you do then is you measure the angle between the horizon and a celestial object, apply the correct adjustments, including the refraction adjustments, which get rid of the problem with no straight line. That's what the refraction adjustments are for. Right?
That's not.
Let me finish, Dave. Don't interrupt when I'm talking. Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying before you jump in. All right? Let me finish what I'm saying before you jump in. All right? So once you've applied all the corrections, right, and you've got that angle, you then subtract that angle from the 90 degrees zenith to what it is, and that's what you use, which you then times by the nautical miles.
But you didn't get an angle in the first place.
Yes, I did. You measured the angle between the horizon and the object. It's done.
You have terrestrial refraction, Craig. You don't have
which we have adjustments for.
For regular refraction, not for terrestrial refraction.
Okay, please define to me the difference between regular refraction and terrestrial refraction, and why the refraction adjustment tables designed specifically to work on a globe do not apply.
R, Craig. Where did you get the R value?
R's been calculated many, many times, all right? But we have refraction adjustments that are a calibration tool.
How was R calculated? No. You don't calculate R. You measure R.
Yeah. Measures involve calculations.
Yes, you measure
Measurements involve calculations.
No. But you measure R, Craig.
Measurements involve calculations.
Because you don't have a geometric horizon to get R, Craig.
We do have a geometric horizon, but we also have refraction, which has been quantified.
No. To quote Rumpus, the geometric horizon only exists in the maths. Now, you gonna argue against your own side?
There is the geometric horizon. If there was no atmosphere, we'd be able to see it. We have an atmosphere.
So when's no atmosphere?
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that the beginning of your sentence was interrupted by the middle of mine. That's incredibly rude of me, Dave.
Go ahead.
Right, okay.
And then allow me to speak then, please.
Yeah. Refraction has been quantified. We know how much light bends when it goes through certain mediums. That's all we need to know.
No,
we know the barometric pressure. If we know the barometric pressure, we know the temperature, we can calculate the refraction.
Sorry, I was drinking some water, Craig. See, now I'm all over the place. Craig, you need a geometric horizon to be able to measure R.
No, we don't. We don't even need to use the horizon to measure R.
For Christ's sakes, Craig, I let you speak, man. Like you told me to.
You stop talking. I'm sorry, but just so you know, we don't need to use the horizon to measure R.
You're insisting on not letting me finish my point.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that we don't need the horizon to measure R. Just so you
After my point, you don't need the horizon.
No, absolutely
to measure
not.
R.
No, absolutely.
You don't need the horizon now.
Absolutely not. No.
You can't be serious right now.
It's been done many times without using the horizon.
How?
Geodetic surveyors don't use the horizon. Eratosthenes
Now, you
didn't
got
use
it
the
now.
horizon.
Let me explain something to you, Craig.
You asked me how. Let me finish. Geodetic
Okay,
surveyors
and I'm
don't
gonna
use the
explain
horizon.
something to you.
Let
I
me finish.
was an engineer
Let me
in the
finish.
army, and I
Let me
did
finish.
plenty of
Let me
surveying
finish.
in Iraq.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Right. Geodetic surveyors don't use the horizon. Eratosthenes didn't use the horizon. Jesse Kozolsky, when he measured the Earth's curvature over a lake of 1.3 miles, didn't use the horizon. You do not need the horizon to measure the radius of the Earth. It's
Bullshit.
simple, basic maths.
That's bullshit because the horizon moves with the weather.
Yeah, you don't need to
Yeah,
use the
exactly.
horizon. I'm telling you, you don't need to use the horizon to measure refraction.
No, to measure R.
Yeah, to measure the radius. So you don't need to use the horizon
That's
to
just a
measure
flat
the
out
radius.
lie, Craig.
It's
That's
not.
a
You
flat
do
out
not
lie.
need the horizon to measure the radius. It's simple.
Tell me how.
Well, Eratosthenes didn't use the horizon. Geodetic surveyors don't use the horizon.
You mean the
Jesse
way
Kozolsky
Eratosthenes
didn't use the horizon
assumed-
when he measured the
hold on.
curvature of water over a lake of 1.3 miles, as I've just said. You do not need the horizon to measure the radius of Earth.
You mean where the Rayleigh criterion will come into effect? You mean that way?
I mean, that's all part of what we see and everything.
Perspective.
But
Exactly.
Rayleigh criteria is not part of perspective, and you're kind of changing the subject from refraction
Well, you just
to
said he measured
Rayleigh
with
criteria.
over. Oh, you just said that he measured a hump in the water over a distance.
1.3 miles, yeah.
That's the Rayleigh criterion. That's the
It's
problem.
nothing to do with the Rayleigh criteria.
To hijack. That's what you guys use to hide. You guys hijack perspective and put that number. So it just so happens to be the same exact number. 1.2, the same for the Earth curve calculators. Just so happens to be the same exact number for the Rayleigh criteria.
Yeah, that's a lovely claim.
Wow,
that's a lovely
hell of a
claim.
coincidence.
Anyway, I've finished getting the page I was trying to get.
Well, hold on. You haven't. The whole R thing. You just said that we don't need the horizon, which is a load.
Yeah, we do not need the horizon.
I just said
to
the
measure
Rayleigh criterion. The Rayleigh criterion is what the guy did with the boat with the water at 1.3
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the Rayleigh
and then the
criteria.
guy with the,
Surveyors
and then
know how to use their
Eratosthenes
equipment.
with the assumed the sun was at 93 million miles away.
No, he just assumed it was really far away. That's all he did.
That's why he assumed the distance to the sun is the reason why he got
all over the
numbers
place.
that he did. You do the same thing.
He didn't have any
sun.
specific distance to the sun. He just pretty much the only assumption he made was that the rays of
Made it
sunlight were
happen.
practically parallel. Anyway, this was the when I was talking about.
We don't observe. We never observe. Don't just throw that bomb.
Wait. This is just going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Parallel sun rays.
Wait,
right?
one sec, Dave. This is just
divergent sun rays.
Wait, one sec, Dave. Chill out. This is just to show you what we were talking about earlier, all right? When it's talking about refraction error corrections in sextant measurements. And there's an entire section in here about the pressure, needing to know what the barometric pressure is. The Earth's surface has a pressure of 760 millibars exactly, and it decreases as you go up. So knowing the barometric pressure is actually a very important part of making the correct refraction adjustments for sextant measurements. And you have to, when you take your reading from the sextant, make adjustments for refraction.
Where they tell you you have to use the barometric pressure. But hold on, you're going all over the place. And
I was just responding. I was just getting you the citation that you asked for, showing that barometric pressure is very important in corrections.
You just said that he observed kind of parallel sun. We don't ever observe parallel sun rays, or we divergent.
I didn't say anything about an observation. You
just said that when we just talked about.
Yeah, I said he made the assumption that sun rays were parallel, which is what we tend to see.
He assumed. No, we don't ever do.
Yes,
where do we observe parallel sun rays, Craig? That's bullshit.
All the time. If you actually look properly,
No,
they're parallel.
You're insane.
So I live in Scotland in the Firth of Forth, right? and I've got mountains either side of me, and you know
Craig,
the
if
ocean.
we observe,
But I'm
you realize-
talking.
hold on, one
I'm
second.
Dave.
No, hold
I'm
on.
literally
Let
in the
me
middle
make
of
this
this.
one point.
Dave,
Let
I'm
me make
literally
this
in the middle
one
of
point,
saying
please.
something. You need to
It's
calm
Dave,
down.
you can say after, you
Dave,
let me make this one point, Craig. I'm
Dave,
begging you.
no, I'm in the
begging you.
middle of making a point. You can
All
wait
right,
until
go
I
ahead.
finished. Thank you.
Go
Right.
ahead.
So I live in the Firth of Forth. You know, and I've got mountains either side of me, and I've got the water where it comes in from the ocean and goes underneath the Forth Road Bridge. So I get the most amazing cloud breaks here all of the time, right? Now, when you look at the sun rays coming through the clouds from one position, it looks like they diverge. But here's the amazing thing. If you drive alongside the coast and you watch those rays of light, as you move along, they change position, showing that they are actually... they actually do. This is something you can do for yourself and look.
You know how we know they don't?
Again, I haven't finished, Dave, so please calm down. And as you drive past, you can literally see the position of the rays coming through the clouds change because they are actually parallel, and you can see them doing that by just going past them. And the fact that they look like they're diverging is simply the real case of perspective. Very much
Maybe
like...
it's the opposite, right?
Very much like... Please, Dave, let me finish. Very much like when you look at train tracks going into the distance and they appear to converge. Even though we know they are not, they are absolutely parallel. Now, I have finished talking. This is the point where you talk.
Sure. Now, you know how we know they're not parallel?
You go ahead.
Half the Earth will be lit at all times.
It is, yes.
Half the Earth is lit at all times?
Yes, 50% of the Earth is lit at all times, yes. Are you not aware of this fact?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Seriously, are you not aware of the fact
now, hold
that
on.
half the sphere is lit at one time?
Assumption after assumption.
This isn't an assumption. This is a fact of reality. Half of the Earth is lit at all times.
You said that the guy who measured the radius of the Earth, which he didn't measure the radius of the Earth, he said he assumed a sun being far away.
Yeah, they knew it was far away because the rays came in parallel. Yeah, so you know.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
You can keep saying it's bullshit, Dave. It doesn't change the fact that it's not.
We don't observe parallel rays, Craig.
We absolutely do, and I've just explained how we do.
We absolutely don't.
I mean, you can ignore the evidence all you like. It doesn't change it being true.
Oh my god, man.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I understand why people get so frustrated.
So, anyway, refraction. We have quantified refraction. Refraction
you don't
is
have R
something...
for terrestrial refraction, Craig.
Yeah, we don't have R. R's been measured many times. It's been done from space many times.
You can't do it without the horizon, Craig.
Yes, you can. You do not need the horizon to measure R. Who told you that you can't measure the radius of a sphere without seeing the horizon? Who told you that?
If you do it in other ways.
Dave, who told you that? Dave, who told you that?
Craig? You told me that by you telling me they assumed the distance to the sun.
No, now you're making things up.
Oh,
Dave, seriously, who told you? Who told you you need the horizon to measure the radius of Earth?
I'm telling you. Nobody's telling me. I'm telling you.
So do you know more than geodetic surveyors about measuring the radius of Earth?
Now, where you interrupted me before, it's funny because I was an engineer in the Army, 92nd Engineers, Alpha Company down in Fort Stewart, Georgia.
Lovely.
I did many surveys over in Iraq, Craig. 2 years over in the sandbox.
Did you do geodetic surveys?
2 years over in the sandbox, Craig. I did many surveys over there, and guess what, buddy? We absolutely used the fucking horizon.
Well, you don't use the horizon to measure the radius of Earth. You don't need to. Simple as that.
Yes, you absolutely do.
No, you don't. I don't know who told you that, but it's a lie. You can use it. You can. Dave, here's the thing. Right? You can. Dave, hold on. You can use it.
The method that you described assumed far away sun.
Dave, chill.
That is an assumption that you cannot make because you do not know.
Dave, chill.
If you do that same...
Wait, 1 second.
Hold on, let me finish, please. If you do that those same calculations with a local sun, you get a flat Earth.
No, you don't. Not once you add in a single data point more.
Oh my god.
Right? Here's the thing, right? Using just the 2 data points that Eratosthenes used, you actually can use it to figure out things on the flat Earth, including the assumed height of the sun. However, as soon I'm in the middle of talking, as soon as you add a single data point more, it no longer works on a flat Earth, as completely proven by Slice Arcane in his worldwide Eratosthenes experiment with 37 different data points.
The distance to the sun and have no evidence for the distance. You don't have any evidence for the distance to the sun.
Yes, we do. It's been measured.
It's an assumption. So you can't measure the radius of
the distance to the sun has been measured. It's not an assumption.
Oh my dear God!
You know you can measure. Do you know you can measure the distance to the sun with the transit of Mercury or Venus?
They assumed that Venus was the same size as Earth.
And that's been verified now with radar, so that's fine.
Oh my God, man!
But we can actually measure the distance to the sun with radar. Or you know what? Here's even better. Here's even better, Dave.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Wait, let me finish. Here's even better, right? We sent fucking spaceships there. Particularly the Parker Solar Probe, literally went to the sun.
Goddamn thing when it comes to NASA,
your incredulity is irrelevant to facts.
It does, Craig. Do you see what they provide as legit? It's laughable. The first movie, Jaws, has better special effects than that shit.
Really, than the Solar Parker Probe?
Look, Craig. Let me ask you a personal question, okay?
Go ahead. You want to avoid the evidence and ask a personal question, that's fine. Go ahead.
No, Jesus Christ. You're going to tell... Well, hold on a second, Craig. You're saying the evidence, so...
Yeah, the Parker Solar Probe is my evidence,
The evidence that these guys
radar
ran to a second law of thermodynamics violation, Craig?
There's no thermodynamics violation.
Oh, no? Entropy doesn't exist?
Entropy absolutely exists, but there's no thermodynamics violation.
Increase would say that our gases would continue on.
Yeah. So
never obtain gas pressure, Craig.
You've all of a sudden changed to thermodynamics. So let me just
because you just talked about space. And you just talked about evidence of space, so I'm nullifying your evidence of space.
Except you're not, because there's nothing about thermodynamics that says that space is not a thing. Nothing at all. Which specific part of thermodynamics are you referring to?
Tell me where your container is on your globe ball.
Yeah, the entire universe contains all the pressure in the universe. But I asked you a question first. Which part of thermodynamics are you referring to?
Oh my God, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, which part of thermodynamics are you referring to?
Repeat what you just said, please.
I said which part of thermodynamics are you referring to?
I heard that part, Craig, but you said
so please answer the question. Which part of thermodynamics are you referring to? Give me a specific law that you're referring to.
Can I please hear what you said prior to that? Because you said...
once you answer my question, right? My question is very specific. Which part of thermodynamics are you referring to that says space is a violation?
Entropy increase and... Don, can you give me a cigarette?
Okay, so which part of thermodynamics? Give me the law that you are referring to. Which law of thermodynamics are you referring to?
Well, there's been demonstrations of that was showed of a simple entropy increase in I believe it was on the show. Yes, it was on the show.
So the question was, which law of thermodynamics are you referring to?
The second.
Okay, please cite me the second law of thermodynamics. What does the second law of thermodynamics say?
Is the second law of thermodynamics not known as entropy? Yes or no?
It's known as the law of entropy, but there's specific wording for it. So please cite me the actual second law of thermodynamics. What does it say?
Entropy increase would dictate that our gases would continue
on. So again, what is the second law of thermodynamics? Please cite me the second law of thermodynamics.
I can't, Craig, because I'm on my phone, man.
So you're talking about something that you don't even know about, right? Okay. So let me read to you the actual second law.
Okay.
Right.
Do we have gas pressure here on Earth, Craig?
We have a pressure gradient of gas. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, gas doesn't go to zero
No, correct, and neither does space. Space doesn't go to zero.
Listen to me. Gas, the vacuum of space definitely doesn't suck. Well, pressure sure as hell
Correct, it
presses.
absolutely doesn't suck. Yeah, that's
Pressure
right.
sure as hell presses, and that gas pressure will continue to press on to the available volume that it has, aka space.
No, it's the other way around, actually.
PV equals nRT, Craig. What does the V stand for?
Yeah, again, so there's forces involved that you're just ignoring,
you
of
asked
course.
me to give you a law. You asked me to give you a law. PV equals nRT. What does the V stand for, Craig?
No, that's an ideal gas law, of course. So when does the ideal
PV
gas
equals
law
nRT.
apply?
What is the V stands for what?
Yeah. So if you're citing the ideal gas law, then
Are you not gonna
you're only
answer
talking
me?
about theoretical. It's talking about a volume, but it's a theoretical thing that you were talking
Show
about.
me.
The ideal gas
Fine.
law.
All right. Show me gas pressure without a container, then.
I've done that many times.
Craig.
The tokamak fusion reactor has literal ionized gas with no physical container. But however, what you're saying, what you're saying is a complete straw man, right? Right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Dave. Let me explain where you're. Dave,
Reactor's
hold on.
not in the container. Yes,
there is a vacuum. There is a vacuum, and then inside that vacuum, there is pressure without a container around it.
You guys love to talk about helium balloons going down in a vacuum chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You guys love to talk about that.
Let me
Hold on,
explain.
let me finish. Can I make my fucking point, please?
Yeah, I was in the middle of making mine and you keep stopping me trying to make mine. I'll let you finish your nonsense, and then we'll carry on.
In a vacuum chamber, how they go down. What's happening to the gas inside that balloon? It's expanding in all directions, is it not? What happens if you pop that balloon? Does it pull to the bottom of the floor? Hell no. It expands throughout the vacuum.
As long as there's energy available, of course. There's many gases that are heavy enough that lie at the bottom of stuff.
Craig, when you pop that helium balloon, it expands throughout that vacuum, just like it would through space.
Yeah, and there will also be a gradient of pressure inside.
Craig, show me the double dose of gravity that it's getting, because gas pressure originates down at surface level and goes up. Okay? There's no gas pressure originates from space.
Anyway, all right. So you finished your point.
Let me explain. Dave,
stop. Dave, chill. Dave, breathe.
Breathe. You love to interrupt.
Yeah. So here's the thing, all right? The second law of thermodynamics refers to a specific type of system. That specific type of system it refers to is an isolated system. Isolated system. Do you know the only isolated system that science recognizes?
So you're going to tell me that the second law of thermodynamics doesn't have anything to do with the Earth? You're insane.
Once again, Dave, the second law of thermodynamics specifically deals. Okay.
No, you have to say
you keep interrupting. Dave, I'm trying to teach you some physics here, right? The second law of thermodynamics, Dave,
does it or does it not apply to the Earth?
The second law of thermodynamics specifically refers to an isolated system. That's all the second law of thermodynamics applies to. Is an isolated system.
Oh my God. Okay. May I speak?
Right? Do you understand that though? Do you understand that it only applies to an isolated system?
Okay, I heard what you said. Now, may I rebut that?
You can try, but that's literally what the second law of thermodynamics is.
Okay, fine. I heard what you said. Now, what I'm asking you is this. What you just said and / described is that the second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth. That's what you just basically said.
It applies to an isolated system. Is the Earth an isolated system?
Yes or no question. Does the second law of thermodynamics apply to the Earth? Yes or no?
It applies to isolated systems.
Greg, it's a yes or no answer.
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply specifically to Earth, because Earth is not an isolated system.
Where was it founded, Craig? Where was it founded?
Where was it founded? The second law of thermodynamics wasn't founded by a human.
It is
a law of the universe that was discovered by humans.
Where?
Let's have a look.
Where?
Let's have a look.
Where was it discovered? It's a law of the universe. Where was it discovered?
By humans on Earth.
On Earth, thank you. So
Yes.
it applies to the Earth.
No, it does not. Let me read to you the second law of thermodynamics. So this is from Chemistry, LibreText, a very good source for physics. The second law of thermodynamics states that the entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system will always increase over time. The second law also states that the changes in the entropy in the universe can never be negative. So, I want to read that once more for you, Dave, so that you fully understand. The second law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics states that the state of entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system will always increase over time. The second law also states that the change in entropy in the universe can never be negative. That is the second law of thermodynamics, not what you are going on about.
In the entire universe. So now we all of a sudden know what's in the entire universe.
That's what the second law of thermodynamics refers to.
So now we automatically know what's in the entire. Craig, that's fucking ridiculous.
Are you referring to the second law of thermodynamics? Yes or no?
Do we have gas pressure here on Earth? Yes or no?
Are you referring to the second law of thermodynamics? Yes or no?
I was.
Right. Well, the second law of thermodynamics is specifically about an isolated system, and the only isolated system that we know of is the entire universe. Coincidentally,
how do you know that?
Because
how do you know that?
Because there is no other isolated systems.
You don't know that.
There is no other isolated systems.
Craig,
Because there's always an outside of something, but there is no outside the universe.
How is the universe an isolated system when it's ever expanding by your claims?
Because there's nothing outside of it. Everything
If it's
is inside it. And again, this isn't my claim, Dave. This isn't my claim. This is what physics says about the second law of thermodynamics, which you cited. This is your claim.
You know what?
Your claim is that the second law of thermodynamics says that gas pressure on Earth is impossible. You are completely wrong because the second law of thermodynamics applies specifically and only to an isolated system, and the only isolated system that physics and science recognizes is the entire universe. The entire universe, which coincidentally, Dave, is my container for all of the gas pressure in the universe.
Oh my God. All right, listen. You want to play that game? Fine.
I'm not playing any games.
All right, you know what? Forget the second law of thermodynamics, okay? I'll go a different route.
Oh yeah, I destroy you on it, and we have to forget it.
We have gas pressure here on Earth, correct?
Correct. Gravity causes that.
Okay, fine. Please provide a physical demonstration of a gas pressure gradient in a vacuum with no physical barrier separating the two.
Earth, Mars, Jupiter.
No. Physical demonstration.
I'm sorry, is Earth not physical?
Is it a demonstration, Craig?
It's a pretty damn good demonstration. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But if you don't want to use Earth, I can use another physical thing with a gas pressure gradient. It's the fourth planet from the sun, Mars. Or we could use another one. The second. Wait, Dave, you asked, and let me finish. Here's another physical demonstration. The second planet from the sun, called Venus.
No, I want the experiment, Craig.
You want the experiment that shows what?
Of a physical. I want experiment showing that it is possible, not just a story, that it is possible to have a gas pressure gradient inside a vacuum with no barriers, physical barriers separating the two. Please show me that.
Well, I would need a large enough mass to be able to do that, and the only large enough mass we have available. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, Dave. You are talking about what our model says, right? And what our model says is that we need a large enough mass to do that. Right?
We don't live on a model, Craig.
We have a model. We have. This is what we're talking about. What our model of the Earth says, and a model is just a description. It's not wrong. It works every time, right? So anyway, right? If we're
talking, have excuses after excuses.
If you
comes to your model,
you want me to answer the question, Dave, or are you going to keep jabbering?
I don't want you to answer anything. I want you to show me the experiment that I asked for.
Yeah. Okay. We have observations that we can make of other planets that have the gas pressure gradient.
You don't know if those things are intangible. You can't.
No, we've sent people to the moon, and there's lots of robots we've sent to Mars.
Bullshit. That is what we're arguing about, Craig. the validity of those stories, because they're just
They're
so
not stories,
stories.
they're facts. It's done. And again, I do not care about
Oh
your
my
incredulity. But anyway, right? What we say.
You're real quick to just say
Dave,
something and just run
do you
away
want me
from it.
to? Do you want me to do this or not? Okay.
I
Right.
want the experiment, Craig.
Okay. So you
No,
are
what you're
what
telling
you are
me
saying right now is
just
pseudo. Dave,
story
I'm going to
of
ask you to
what
not
you're
talk for 2 minutes. All right? Can you do that? Don't talk for 2
Well,
minutes.
if you do the fucking same for me, Craig, because I've been shutting
Yeah.
up and you just do constantly interrupt me.
No,
Just like
every,
you- just like
literally
you-
every time I speak, you interrupt. Now I'm going to ask you to not talk for 2 minutes. Can you do that?
Good.
Right, okay, so what you are doing is, one, straw manning what we say, and two, asking me to do pseudoscience. Because you are asking for a specific demonstration that matches your personal standards of evidence and criteria, which isn't how
No.
science works.
No,
I
that's
I
not
said
true at
2
all.
minutes. I said 2 minutes, Dave. Give me 2 minutes, right? You are requesting your own specific standards of evidence and criteria, which is pseudoscience. And you are strawmanning what we say happens. The reason we have a gas pressure gradient is because of the forces created by gravity. Those forces that are created by gravity are not strong enough to do it on a smaller scale, whilst on Earth, because all of the gas will still be busy being attracted to Earth. This has been demonstrated, and I'm going to go back to it, by the Cavendish experiment. The Cavendish experiment is a perfect example of...
It doesn't have a
wait,
dependent
I'm still
variable.
talking. The Cavendish experiment is a perfect example of what we say gravity will do. With the Newton's law of
Cavendish is
gravitational... I'm still
pseudoscience, Craig.
talking. I'm still talking. Which matches Newton's gravitational law of attraction, Fg equals gm1 m2 over r squared. Using that formula, you can calculate the gravitational force
Calculate.
I'm still talking. Using that formula, you can calculate the gravitational force being applied to molecules of air as you get further and further away from the surface of the Earth. When you do the maths, matching the experimental evidence, it shows that there will be a gas pressure gradient when you have a mass large enough, like one that is the planet of Earth. So the way to demonstrate what you're asking is to get something with sufficient mass to do that. The only way you can do that is to get another planet. So there is Mars, there is Jupiter, there is Venus, there is Saturn. There is so many demonstrations of gas pressure gradients, and I do not care if you don't believe they are there. We have sent things there to record them.
No, we haven't.
It's as simple as that. So,
You done?
this was supposed to be like Sextants, about Sextants, and you've...
Well, hold on, but are you done? Well, yeah, well, we got into something else. So, see, now you keep rambling on, and then I never remember what the hell I'm going to say.
Maybe you should pay attention.
The Cavendish pseudoscience experiment. Oh, the
That's not
Cavendish.
pseudoscience.
You see, you interrupt me every goddamn time, but you don't want me to speak and give you your
Carry on.
time.
Carry
How
on.
in the hell is that fair?
All right, okay, carry on. Explain to me how the Cavendish is pseudoscience.
Okay, it doesn't have a dependent variable. It
Yes,
does
it
not
does.
have an observed phenomenon.
Yes, it does.
What's the dependent variable of the Cavendish?
The measured attractive force between the masses.
Not measured. No, the bullshit. That you gotta see an observed phenomenon. That's step 3. You can't go to step from. You can't skip.
Yeah, we've got plenty of
skip
observed
step 1.
phenomena that suggest that mass attracts mass.
Craig. I'm talking, Craig. It sucks, don't it?
Yeah.
Fucking.
So, do you want to go through it
You
step by
have to
step?
observe a physical. Excuse me. You have to observe a phenomenon to even know whether to come up with your hypothesis, to even know what experiment to do, Craig.
There
So
we go.
no, you don't have a dependent variable.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, then you know what? Then if you say, so what is it then? What's the dependent variable?
The measured attractive force between masses.
The measured attractive force. What's the observed phenomenon, Craig?
The observed phenomenon is that mass appears to attract mass.
That would mean solely a downward vector, correct?
No, mass appears to attract mass sideways as well, as shown by the Schehelian experiment.
Show me that, and show me that in reality.
The Schehelian experiment.
What?
The Schehelian experiment is an example of that in reality.
Can you spell that, please?
No, you'd have to look it up.
Or something close.
as it sounds, Schehallien. It's a mountain in Scotland where they hung a plumb bob off the end.
SH?
Sorry?
Schehallien, like SH?
SCH something or other. I'm dyslexic. I'm not
Okay,
going to
that's
even
fine.
attempt
That's
to
fine.
spell
That's all because I couldn't.
Right.
It was hard to understand.
Hold on. You know what? I think I may even have a video here that will explain it.
But you know what though? That Schehallien, whatever the hell, you need an observed phenomenon
Yeah.
of mass
observed
attracting
phenomenon.
mass, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you don't.
There's
have
plenty of
it.
observed phenomena of that, right? For me,
Okay,
this is the,
now hold on, Greg.
wait,
Greg, so tell me.
I'm answering your
you say the gas
question.
is go
Let
up,
me
right?
let me respond before you finish, right? Observed phenomenon. My observed phenomenon is that in a lot of cases, mass appears to attract mass. There's
In a lot of cases,
Yeah.
or every case.
my observation.
Because this has to be. This has to be a everything.
Okay, no. Again, my observation could be whatever I want it to be. All right. My observation is that.
So what's your observation?
Okay, I'm trying to get there if you will let me
Go ahead.
do it, right?
Go ahead.
My observation is that in most circumstances, mass appears to attract mass. I can look at the planets and stuff in the sky and show that mass appears to attract mass. No,
Those
you
are like
can't.
the
You,
sky,
no, you
Craig.
can't say I
Here
can't
on
use that.
Earth, Craig.
No, Dave,
Here
you
on
cannot.
Earth, Craig.
Dave, you can't say I
Here
can't use
on
that. My
Earth,
observation could be
Craig.
whatever I want, Dave.
We don't
Science-
know what the hell's up there, Craig. Michikaku
Again.
says you guys got an error rate of 10 to 120 power. You don't know what the fuck's going on up
Again,
there.
my observation is that mass appears to attract mass. We can see that with moons orbiting Jupiter. All right, we can see that with the moon orbiting Earth.
So,
no,
mass-
don't interrupt.
mass-
Don't interrupt. All right.
I'm summarizing the Cavendish.
Right. Yeah.
If mass, then mass attracts mass.
I haven't got there yet. I am doing an observation. My observation is that mass appears to attract mass. And one of the things that makes me think that is that things accelerate towards the ground in a predictable manner. Right?
Okay.
That is enough. Right? All I need
Okay.
is that. Right?
Give me a specific-
Let me
I want a
finish.
specific
Let me finish.
phenomenon
Let
observed.
me finish. Right? All I need.
Specific phenomenon.
Let
Not
me
the same
finish.
mass.
Let me finish.
mass, Craig.
Fucking stop
Okay, go
talking.
ahead.
Just stop talking and let me finish, Dave. Right? All I need is one observation. Right? One observation. And in this case, it's going to be this. I let go of this lighter, and it is accelerated towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. Right? That's
Okay.
my observation. That's all I
What's the
need.
independent variable?
You don't have an independent variable for an observation.
Go ahead. All right. So
Right?
we're not talking. So nothing to
right,
do.
that's my observation. Right? My observation.
Nothing to do with the Cavendish then.
This is my observation.
So nothing to do with the Cavendish then.
This is my observation. The Cavendish
So
is the
nothing
experiment, which
to
is down the
do
line.
with the Cavendish then.
Yes,
You're
it
talking
is.
about
Right, Dave, do you want
a
me to go
lighter
through?
going
Right,
down.
you know what? Shut up. Just shut the fuck up because you're being dumb, all right?
Okay.
Cavendish
here we go.
is the
You're gonna fucking talk
experimental
shit, 'cause you're
phase.
fucking channel, go ahead.
The Cavendish is the experimental part, all right? You do not observe the experiment. My observation is exactly as I just said, right? Right, don't interrupt. I'm going to do it again. My observation is I let go of this lighter and it accelerates towards the ground at approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. That is my observation, right? From my observation, the next step is I form a hypothesis. Do you agree with that?
All right. I will agree with that. I will agree with that under the stipulation that all what you're saying is all things go down.
No.
That's
not you can't change my observation. My observation.
You just said a lighter dropped goes down.
Right? No, I didn't. Pay attention.
You
My observation. No, I didn't.
Listen.
Listen. My observation was that it accelerates towards the ground at approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. Not just it goes down. I observed an acceleration, a change in velocity over time. Right?
Okay.
My observation is an acceleration towards the ground, right? Now, that's my observation. That's all we need. That's the one thing. We don't need to talk about anything else. That is my observation. Now, do you agree that the next step in science is to form a hypothesis?
The next step will be to form a hypothesis, but...
No, there's no buts. That's all there is.
Hold on. Okay, fine. Just hear me out, Craig. What was that lighter doing before you picked it up?
Yeah, that's not what my observation was. My observation was that it accelerated towards the ground.
What was that lighter doing before you picked it up?
My observation is that the lighter accelerates towards the ground. Right?
You ignore the
again,
fact that you had to pick up the lighter.
No, I'm not ignoring anything. I am simply observing that the lighter accelerates towards the ground. Stop trying to change what my observation is.
Because it is it's more dense than the surrounding medium.
You're jumping. You're jumping away to predictions.
You're assuming a force, Craig.
I'm not assuming anything. I haven't assumed anything.
Sleeping Warrior shows it.
Is a fucking moron.
His egg fucking experiment.
Okay, again, you are doing pseudoscience here, right? You're doing pseudoscience. You're doing pseudoscience, right? Because you're jumping.
No.
Yeah, you just jumped to a prediction.
Experiment actually follows the scientific method.
No, it really doesn't. You have jumped. You have jumped from observation to prediction, and you've completely ignored the other parts. Right? We are sticking.
No, you just said hypothesis. Yeah, but you're completely ignoring the fact that you.
I'm not ignoring anything. Right? I have one observation. My single observation is that
you picked up a lighter and dropped.
No, that wasn't my observation. My observation is that the lighter accelerates towards the ground at approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. I'm observing that happened. I'm observing that one thing happening. I'm observing that as I let it go, it accelerates towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is the only thing that I am worried about because that is my observation. That's the thing I've observed.
You're ignoring the fact that you picked
No. I'm not ignoring anything. I have made an observation.
Of course you are.
I have made an observation. That's it. I've made an observation. First step of science, make an observation, right? And then ask questions about it. Well, why would that happen, right? So, after the observation, do you agree, yes or no, that you form a hypothesis?
Yes.
Okay, simple. Right, let's do that then. So, my hypothesis can be whatever I want it to be. Literally, whatever I want.
Craig. Keep it out. 1 second, Craig. Keep it on the time so I can pick up Adriana. I gotta leave like 9:15. 9:30 leave? All right. Sorry, Craig, go ahead.
So, hypothesis can literally be whatever you want them to be. Literally whatever you want them to be, as long as you can make a prediction from it, right? So, my hypothesis, my suggestion of why that lighter accelerated towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared is that there's some kind of attractive force.
Yeah, right? That's the cause of that.
Yeah, I'm getting there, if you let me, right? I am saying that there is some kind of attractive force that made this lighter accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared, right? And that force, this is my hypothesis, that force is imparted by gravity, the warping.
Well, gravity's not a force, Craig.
I didn't say that gravity was a force. I said it imparted.
Well, why? But you're saying, but you keep saying force.
Yeah,
and
again,
we're talking about.
My hypothesis is that
it's your hypothesis for gravity, and you keep saying the word force, Dave, gravity's not a force.
I didn't say that gravity was a force. I said that gravity imparted. Dave, listen to the words coming out of my Dave. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Gravity.
I sure as fuck am.
Dave, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I am not saying.
When you say force again,
Dave, shut the fuck up.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
listen.
Tell me You're the one
shut the fuck up and listen, then, Dave. Listen to the words. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth, Dave. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
You don't want me to keep telling you the words.
Listen to the words that are about to come out of my mouth, Dave. I am not saying gravity is a force. I am saying gravity. Ah, my God! You interrupted. Do not interrupt. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay?
So you're dependent variable.
Shut up and listen. Right.
Tell me your hypothesis.
I am not saying that gravity is a force. I am saying that gravity imparts a force.
No, it's not.
Gravity imparts a force.
That's 107 years out of date.
No, it's
gravity.
No, it's not. Nothing is out of date by saying gravity imparts a force. But anyway, Dave, this is my hypothesis.
So Einstein didn't supersede Newton?
Yeah. So anyway, this is my hypothesis.
Hold on, I asked you a question, Craig. Did Einstein supersede
He explained
Newton?
His explanation superseded Newton's one, which he didn't really have one. But it never took away the fact that there's an acceleration of mass, and that means a force. But again, Dave, shut up, Dave. Shut up, Dave, and listen.
You don't want anybody rebutting your shit, Craig.
I haven't even started for you to be able to rebut it. Again,
God.
my hypothesis can be whatever the fuck I want it to be.
Go ahead.
And
Go
in
ahead.
this case, my hypothesis is that there is a measurable force being imparted by gravity. That's my hypothesis.
What force?
A measurable force being imparted by gravity. That is my
You're assuming a
hypothesis.
force.
No, I am saying my hypothesis is that there is a measurable force being imparted by gravity.
Well, it's not
That's-
gravity because gravity's not a force, Craig.
Again, listen to the words, Dave. There is a measurable force being imparted by gravity.
Oh my God.
Right? And again, my hypothesis can be whatever I want it to be. It doesn't
Go
have
ahead.
to. It doesn't have to adhere to what everyone else is saying or what current science, determines what this and that. My hypothesis
Go
can
ahead.
be whatever the fuck I want it to be, as long as I'm able to make a prediction from it. Okay. So my
Go ahead.
hypothesis is simple. The reason the lighter accelerated towards the ground at approximately 9.8 meters per second squared is that gravity is, and this is important, imparting a force. Not that gravity is a force. Gravity is imparting a force, which
You're saying
explains the
gravity
acceleration.
causes a force?
Yes,
And what force does it cause?
the attractive force that's measurable.
What? What the? What?
The
What is the
attractive,
force does it cause?
the attractive force that's measurable.
What force?
The attractive force that's measurable.
Say the words, Craig. You don't want to say it, but you want to say gravity.
No,
You
I'm
can't
saying that
fucking
gravity
say
imparts
gravity.
a force in
It causes
newtons.
what force?
A force
What
imparted by
force?
gravity.
What force then?
In newtons. It's a force in newtons.
And Einstein superseded Newton, so now what you can do is you can show me that lighter going down to the ground by using Einstein's equations. Not
Again,
reduced
I'm
down.
not talking about Einstein. My hypothesis.
Yes, I know.
My hype.
But Einstein
Again,
is- Einstein
Dave,
is the
Dave,
current
Dave,
pseudo-
Dave, Dave, Dave,
For
Dave,
fuck's
Dave,
sake,
Dave, stop,
Craig,
Dave, stop,
please,
Dave, Dave, shut the fuck up, Dave. Dave, shut the fuck up and listen.
Craig,
Dave,
you don't
just-
want anybody talking shit to you, but you just
Dave-
want to keep saying ramble on, ramble on, ramble on.
Yeah, because you haven't even let me get out my hypothesis. And again, Dave,
God.
my
Get it out.
hypothesis can be whatever I want it to be. Literally whatever I want it to be.
All right.
My hypothesis
You know
can
what?
be
Go ahead.
whatever
I'm gonna write down your
I want it
hypothesis.
to be.
I will not interrupt you. Give me your hypothesis. I'm gonna write it down, and then I want you to
My
let me speak.
hypothesis, again, can be whatever I want it to be. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
independent variable. I'm gonna write
It
it
doesn't
down.
matter what people think that the explanations are.
I
My
heard you. I heard
hypothesis
you
can be
sometimes.
whatever I
Give me the
want it to
independent- dependent variable for your
My
hypothesis.
hypothesis can be whatever I want it to be.
Understood.
Right?
I'm gonna write
So,
it down. I'm gonna write it
okay.
down. I want. can
So
you
my
please
hypothesis
provide
as
me
to
the
why
variable?
shut up and explain. Let me explain. My
For fuck's
hypothesis.
sake, dude, you act like you're so
Yeah.
special. Go ahead.
Shh.
Dependent variable for your
We'll
hypothesis.
get there.
I'm gonna
We'll
write it
get
down, and
there.
I
We
not
will
interrupt
get
you,
there.
Dad.
We will get there. We will get
Go
there.
ahead.
Calm down. My hypothesis, once again, is that the reason the lighter accelerated towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared is that gravity imparted a force. That's my hypothesis, okay? So, my independent variable would be the position on Earth, right? For this to happen, because the position on Earth would actually change the acceleration. So the independent variable would be my position. The dependent variable could be the measured acceleration, right? Depending on where I am on Earth, dropping that lighter, you're going to have a slightly different acceleration. As
Hold on a second.
my hypothesis is that the lighter accelerates due to a force imparted by gravity, my independent variable could be the position that lighter is dropped, and the dependent variable could be the measured acceleration and the measured force that is imparted by gravity. Position, independent variable. Measured acceleration or measured force, dependent variable. Done, right?
Now may I speak without interruption?
Go ahead.
Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Your independent variable is, you just said, is the position on Earth. So
Yes.
position on Earth causes things to fall. So if I go 5 feet horizontal to the left, I'm gonna fall.
No, that's not what I said.
You fucked up, Greg. Now hold
No.
on. You just said position on Earth is your independent variable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I move 5
My
feet to the
independent
left,
variable changes my dependent variable, correct?
Your independent variable is supposed to be the cause of your dependent variable.
Exactly,
You told me,
right? So
Craig,
my dependent, what was my
stopped and
dependent
let you
variable?
speak.
What was my dependent variable, Dave?
That your lighter accelerated down.
No, Dave. My dependent variable was the measured acceleration and or the measured calculable force, right? That's it. And depending on where you are on Earth, which is your independent variable, the thing you wiggle,
Okay.
depending on where you are on
fine.
Earth,
You just
you will
said-
have a
right.
different acceleration. Independent
I'm
variable,
summarizing-
position on
I'm
Earth,
summarizing the
cause,
hypothesis.
let me summarize for you.
Oh
Independent
my God,
variable,
dude, you keep talking. Well, let me
Yeah.
speak.
independent variable, position on Earth,
Position-
which
Okay,
will
I wrote it down.
affect your dependent variable,
It will cause your
the measured acceleration.
a hypothesis is cause and effect.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah,
We're
and
in agreement with that.
that's why your position is your independent variable, because based on your
Understood.
position on Earth, you have
Understood.
a different
Now let me-
amount of gravitational
I
acceleration.
heard you, Craig. I heard
Right.
you. Now let me
So
talk.
we've done the hypothesis,
said-
right? So there's my hypothesis, right? So Dave,
Can I
what
speak?
is the next step after the hypothesis?
I'm not done with your hypothesis.
I don't care
Now
if
let me
you've done.
speak.
That's my hypothesis. You can't
Okay,
change
your
my hypothesis.
hypothesis is
That
shit.
is my hypothesis, and it's a
You
legitimate
just said
hypothesis.
your hypothesis is your position on Earth.
No,
And I'm
that's my
telling you,
independent variable.
You just, yes, you're is that not a part of the hypothesis?
Yeah, but that's not my entire hypothesis.
then.
It is
There-
the independent variable
And I'm trying
in
to
my
go through
hypothesis.
what you gave me. If you let me speak, your independent variable is the position on Earth. Your dependent
Well done.
variable, the measured acceleration. You can't do it, can you? You just cannot stop and let somebody.
I said correct. I was agreeing with you. It's what you do in
Right.
conversations.
Let me get it out, please.
That's what she said.
Your dependent variable is a measured acceleration down. You said your independent variable is your position on Earth. Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Now, without interrupting me, my position is in this chair.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk 5 feet to the right, my position is somewhere different.
Correct.
Am I falling the hell down at 9.8 meters per second? No. So your hypothesis is shit.
No, it's not. Just because you don't understand it.
What do you mean not?
the
I just went
hypothesis-
with your independent variable.
The
position
hypothesis,
on
yeah,
Earth.
absolutely. And based on your position on Earth, right? So, for instance, if you did it at the North Pole, you would get a different measured acceleration than if you did it at the equator. You change your position, IV, thing you wiggle, like Flat Earth likes to say, and you actually change what your DV is. And you can control your DV by where you are on Earth. Obviously, the distance that you change...
Your DV is not to be controlled. It's
It's the thing you measure, right? And you can control what it is you measure by changing your IV, Dave.
Okay. Okay, fine. But your independent variable must be your cause always.
Yep,
of that.
absolutely.
Okay,
And
so
my
now what I'm
different position
telling you,
my different position on
just-
Earth will be the cause of a different
understand.
acceleration.
You just told me that position on Earth is the cause of a 9.8 meter per second downward acceleration.
No, you've got that wrong. The position
You just
on Earth.
told me that.
You've obviously not listened. The position on Earth will change.
I wrote it down.
I maybe you weren't listening when you wrote it down.
You
This is
just
possibly why
said
you failed school.
your
So
position
let
on
me
Earth is your
clarify
independent variable.
for you, Dave. Let me clarify for you, Dave.
Go ahead.
Right? If you change your position on Earth, which in this case is my IV, the thing that I'm wiggling, you will get a different acceleration. The acceleration towards the ground is slightly higher at the poles. It's like
Not a different acceleration. It has to be the cause of the acceleration.
it has to be the cause of the change
of the
of the
dependent
DV.
variable.
Yes.
And no, your independent variable has to be
Right,
the cause.
exactly.
Of the dependent
So
variable.
it is. My position will be the cause of the amount of acceleration, right?
Cool.
So if I
and
listen,
my position in this chair is here, and I move 5 feet to the right, I ain't falling down at no 9.8 meters per second. So your position.
that's not what I'm
on
saying.
Earth,
Listen to me,
Yes,
Dave,
it
for
is.
fuck's sake. Right.
yes, it is. You
Your
just don't
position
like
on
that.
Earth,
That's what
right,
you're
Dave,
saying.
Dave, just right. please try and pay attention because you just strawmanned my entire
guy
thing.
That says you don't
right?
need a flat baseline for Euclidean geometry.
You-
Dude, you're making a.
I've never said anything about that. You're just totally making that up. Anyway, right. So it's very, very simple. Your
also told me
position.
that the sextant
Oh my God!
triangle-
Again, right.
Does a sextant use triangles?
Right. Your position on Earth, Dave. If you're at the North Pole, that's a position, right? And if you're at the equator, that's a different position. Would you agree that if I moved from the equator to the pole, I would be changing my position on Earth? Would you agree with that?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat it?
Would you agree that if I moved
I'm asking-
from the equator to the North Pole, I would have changed my position on Earth?
Well, yeah, of course.
Right. Brilliant. Okay, so at one position, I have a particular acceleration. At the equator, it's more like 9.79 or something, right? But I now go to the poles, and the acceleration is 9.816, right? The acceleration has changed. The dv has reacted to the change in the IV. The change in the IV was the cause of the dv, the measured acceleration. So
but the thing is this.
There we go.
I heard exactly what you said, and I understand what you said. Now,
I
what
don't
I'm
think you
trying
do.
to say, I do, but what I'm trying to say is this. Your independent variable must be your actual cause of the acceleration. We're trying to
No,
prove
it isn't.
gravity.
That's not.
We're trying to prove gravity here.
Yeah.
We're trying. You keep saying a downward
Absolutely,
force.
absolutely, we are right.
No,
so my
not how much
hypothesis
you
is stands because that's what the predictions of gravity are.
Actual physical act of things going down. The actual physical act of things going down is what you're trying to cause, and what you're talking about is something between 9.8 meters per second and 9.79 per second.
Because
That's
that matches what we say about gravity, right? That matches all our predictions of gravity. That if you're at a different point on Earth, right? Be it Einstein or Newton, whichever one you want to. Dave, hold on. Dave, hold on.
That's what you're trying. Gravity
Dave, hold on.
You say that
Dave,
gravity
hold
is
the
your
fuck
cause.
on.
I want the cause of the gravity. That's what your independent variable is supposed to be, Craig.
Not in the
cause
hypothesis.
of it.
Right,
You don't
the
have
IV is the cause of the
running
dv.
around all this bullshit.
Again,
Your
the
independent
IV
variable
is the
supposed
cause.
to be your cause.
You don't, Dave. Stop. Your IV is the cause of the dv. That's it.
Yeah, and
Right?
and your DV
So,
is
my
you
DV
had that
is
lighter
my-
and you said it ran down.
My dv is the measured acceleration and or force. Specifically that, right? You get that? The dv, the thing that you measure, is my measured acceleration. And
Yes,
the cause of that being different, where it is the change of position on Earth, right? So my hypothesis.
We're talking about natural science.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish explaining.
Oh, fuck you, man! Don't tell me to shut the fuck up. And
Well, shut the fuck up and listen then.
You always complain about.
Shut up and listen then. You're not going to understand if you never listen.
Act of the fucking thing going down, Craig.
Yeah, we're going to get there. Right?
They get there.
Yeah. So my hypothesis is that gravity is the cause of that. Right? So,
Okay.
And then I've just explained to you the IV and the DV that would explain my hypothesis. Right? So that's it.
Yes.
We're done. Right? The hypothesis is done. So Dave, the question to you is, what is the next stage after the hypothesis?
Well, go ahead, experiment.
No.
Oh, no?
No. You've just skipped a step.
Tell me.
Do you not know? This is very, very simple.
You got your hypothesis, and then you're going to do your hypothesis test, which is your experiment.
Incorrect.
Oh, your prediction?
Yes. You have to make a prediction to be able to test.
That's a part of your hypothesis. Craig.
Incorrect. Hypothesis and prediction are not the same thing.
Okay, what's your prediction, Craig?
Well, based on my hypothesis, which follows the Newton's law of gravitational attraction, Fg equals gm1m2 over r squared, I can make a
Not affecting
prediction.
anybody with those fucking things.
Right? I can make a prediction. Right? So if my hypothesis,
One second.
I'm
May
trying to tell you my
I'm
prediction.
not gonna fight
I'm
you
trying to tell you my
There's one
prediction.
thing, right?
I'm trying to tell you my prediction.
There's
Shut up
one
and
thing
listen.
before you- I promise
Shut
I'll
up and
let you
listen,
speak.
Dave.
I'm
Shut up and
asking
listen. You
you-
asked
I'm
me for the
asking you.
prediction. Shut up and listen.
Oh my God! You just ignore everything. Go ahead.
No, I'm not ignoring. I'm
Right,
trying to explain
exactly.
to you my prediction, right? So if my hypothesis is true, all the things I've said about my hypothesis is true, then we will be able to make some predictions from that. And the prediction
And
that
what-
I'm
all right,
making,
what's your
that you're talking, Dave. It's very hard for me to explain when you're talking, right?
Oh
And my prediction, based on my hypothesis, is that if I hang a bar on a torsion wire and attach masses to the end of it, and then put larger masses near that, there will be a torque applied to the bar, to the wire that we can measure. What did I just describe? I just described something that sounds
Torsion bar twist.
extremely like the Cavendish experiment.
Where do we see torsion bar twist in nature?
This everything happens in nature if it's done by us. We're nature.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. What natural
yeah.
phenomenon is not something that a man does? It's natural.
Again, natural in science means anything of physical matter, just not supernatural. Would you
And
like
you
a
keep
citation?
using this
Would you
word
like a
mad.
citation for that?
Just
Would you like a
go
citation
ahead.
for that?
Craig, I want you to be allowed.
Would you like a
fucking
citation
speak.
for that?
No, I want you to allow me to speak.
Well, okay, so you're not going to let me show you an actual citation of what's natural in
Okay, fine.
science.
Show me a fucking citation, Craig, because you know what? You won't shut the fuck up to let anybody rebut you. I understand why people. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why Nathan uses the mute button because you don't have the integrity.
You notice
to do
how
it
I'm not
yourself.
using the mute button because it's just
I
every time
understand that, but
every
you
time
don't
I
have the
talk, you
integrity
interrupt me.
to fucking be quiet and let somebody
Literally
else
every
talk.
time I talk, you interrupt me. Literally every time.
Because
Anyway,
you
so
don't let me rebut anything.
I'm trying to, but then you say
Are
something
you?
that's a straw
Are
man.
you really?
Yes. Right. So
You
anyway,
keep
here we go.
saying- now,
Here we go.
that's
Dave,
something that you
Dave,
said
calm
a half
down.
an hour ago,
Dave, calm
straw
down.
man, you didn't let me
Dave,
talk
calm
about
doing. I'm just debunking your nonsense about
God, I
it
swear to God.
can't be man-made if it's natural in science. So this is from Berkeley.edu. So it's a .edu citation. What is natural? But what does natural really mean? In everyday language, word natural is often used to describe goods that are wholesome and not made by humans. But in the language of science, natural has a much broader meaning. Within science, the term natural refers to any element of the physical universe, whether made by humans or not. This includes matter, the forces that act on matter, energy, the constituents of the biological world, humans, human society, and the products of that society. So, I can absolutely use something made by man in my prediction and experiment, because that is what natural means in science. Quantum Eraser lied to you. Right, so my prediction, once again, if my hypothesis is true and gravity was the cause of the acceleration, then if I hang a torsion bar, a bar on a wire and put masses on the end of that bar and then put larger masses next to that bar, the force caused by gravity will cause an attraction which will be a measurable torque in the wire. That's my prediction, right? That prediction follows from my hypothesis. So now I need to...
Now, am I able to rebut anything you say, or are you going to have to get everything the fuck out of me, forget everything that I want to say?
The next stage is experiment, though, right?
Right, you want to go on to the next stage before I rebut this stage.
I am just asking you, is the next stage after prediction experiment? Yes or no?
Yes, and then you're going to go on to experiment, and now let me rebut this, just like you didn't let me rebut the hypothesis.
There's my prediction. That is a prediction, which is something that will happen if my hypothesis is true.
Right, and you're saying basically if mass, then mass attracts mass, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's retarded.
Great rebuttal. That's retarded.
No, hold on. That's fine. I appreciate you giving me your time.
You know I'm making that into a clip, right?
All right, no, that's fine. Listen, okay, that's fair. Gas particles, you guys claim have mass, correct?
Yeah, of course they do. That's why air tanks are heavier.
Are they attracting each other? Or they have
all mass attracts mass. Yes.
Hold on. So gas particles are attracted towards each other?
All mass attracts all mass.
Does gas pressure is elastic collisions? They're not attracted to each other. They're bouncing off each other, Craig.
Yeah, other forces can overpower some forces. The force of attraction between gas particles will be so small that inertia alone would be able to overpower it.
Okay, so now if we can go back, because I wanted to say these a couple things. We started this off with the gas pressure, and we said you keep saying that you need, you know, a planet and all that stuff, and gravity is doing this and everything like that. God damn it, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead, keep going. That's all I remember. My bad.
Okay, so, you know, gas isn't part of my prediction. My prediction was specifically
No, I know.
the thing that I said,
understand.
right? And I've followed science 100% here. I made an observation. I made a hypothesis, which can be whatever the fuck I want it to be, as long as it's testable.
Right.
Right? So
Okay,
I've made a
if I
prediction
may-
from that hypothesis. I've explained
If I
the
may interrupt you
prediction.
for a second, please?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, sorry. Thank you. When you made the prediction, you said if you had that lighter, you showed me the lighter, and you let it go, it goes down.
Mhm.
Correct?
Accelerates,
You said
yeah.
it accelerates, right? You
Yeah.
also said that that gravity imparts a force
Yes.
on that to go down.
Yeah.
I ask you again, what force?
The one
Does it
imparted by
impart?
gravity.
Excuse me?
The one imparted by gravity.
Which is?
The gravitational force.
So gravity's not a force.
No, it imparts a force. The force imparted
Hold
by
on,
gravity.
no, that's not.
Let me answer the question, Dave. Let me answer the question.
ahead.
The
Go
force
ahead.
imparted by gravity is known
Shit, Craig,
as the
I got like 5
gravitational
minutes,
force.
dude.
Okay.
I got like hold on, what time is it actually? I got like 15 minutes and then I gotta go to my door. I'm sorry.
So, just to clarify, the force imparted by gravity is just known as the gravitational force. That doesn't mean
Like,
that
yeah.
gravity is a force. That's just the name of it, so that we know what it is.
But gravity is not a force.
Correct. I've just explained that.
So gravity, which is not a force, causes the force of gravity?
Yeah. Again, and the force of gravity is just a name
Now you know,
for the force
you know
imparted by
that
gravity.
clip, right? Now,
Again,
you know,
Dave, let me respond. Let me respond, just so you know. Let me finish. Okay. Again, just because it's called the force of gravity, we are not calling gravity a force. That's just a name for the force imparted by gravity, right?
Well, that's ridiculous.
Your incredulity is irrelevant.
But that is ridiculous. You're telling me that you're telling me that gravity which is not a force, it causes the force of gravity.
Yeah, because there's an acceleration and a mass, therefore you have a force.
Oh my goodness.
Again, your incredulity about this is irrelevant, Dave.
I get it.
You have a
I
mass.
understand that, but
This lighter has mass. Dave, this lighter has
but you're
mass.
telling me
When
that gravity's not a force.
Dave, stop. Dave,
Okay.
stop. This
One
lighter
second.
has this lighter has mass. I let go of the lighter, it accelerates. Mass times acceleration equals
Due to
force.
the relative density.
No, mass
Due to
times
relative
acceleration.
density.
Relative density is debunked by my prediction, right? So we've done the observation, we've done the hypothesis, we've done the
Relative density is
prediction,
debunked by
right?
your-
So what is the next step after prediction?
I get all that, Craig, but what you keep saying that gravity, which is not a force, causes the force of gravity. So you're calling gravity not a force and a force in the same sentence.
No, again, listen to the words.
Well,
Just because
definitely
it's called the force of gravity, we're not saying that gravity is a force. That is just
You
a
are, because
name.
you're calling it the force of gravity.
Again, that is just a name to explain where the force comes from.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You people are insane. Oh my
It's not my
Lord.
fault you can't understand this. That's
No,
just a
it's not
name.
understanding. It's
Nobody is saying
retarded.
gravity is specifically a force. That is just a name.
Oh my
The
God.
force of gravity is the force imparted by gravity.
Hey Craig, not trying to be rude or anything like that. I want to thank you. I do have to go, and I am almost at stroke level right now.
Well, I think we should continue this,
appreciate
Dave,
your
because we
time.
didn't even get to cover the sextants.
I understand, and you know what? I'll be more than willing to come back on the stream, and I thank you
Awesome.
for having me. But I remember, I did tell you prior to starting that I do have to get my daughter.
That's cool. I'll never get in the way of parental duties. Thank you, Dave, for coming on. It's been interesting.
No.
Unfortunately, I can
No,
tell
it
you've been
definitely has,
extremely
and-
indoctrinated by Nathan, and I'm going to do my best
No,
to
I
try and
mean,
break that
it's-
for you.
It's I understand your thing, and you know,
Maybe
regardless
would
of
you
our
like to speak
position-
to a PhD that works with gravity next time?
Sure, why not? What the hell? Who cares?
Cool.
My mind's open to it. You know what I mean? I am not one of those guys that are just like, you know, no, ears and fingers, and you know, with closed eyes. It's not me. You know what I mean? But regardless of our position, I already told you before in emails or anything like that. I do think you're a good dude. We argue, but you know.
Well,
you know,
let's ask Nathan
overall-
Oakley what he thinks, shall
So
we?
you don't need the toilet anymore.
Well, now,
Why? Because your body has
this-
reabsorbed
you know,
all of
irrelevant
what was
on my-
contained in your bladder.
what I
That
think
you
about
would.
you. So
All right, Dave. Well, thanks for joining me, and we'll arrange another time for you to come back.
you take it easy, man.
Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
Well, unfortunately, Mitchell didn't join, mainly because Mitchell just seems to have given out the link to join to random people because he's far too scared to come. So Mitchell, you're a bitchel once again. PhD Tony, I'd love to have you on to try and explain this to him next time. Very, very confused by the fact that gravity's not a force, but we use the name the force of gravity. Yeah, that's just a name to describe where that force comes from. We didn't even get really to the discussion about sextants, which is what this was all about, apart from him demanding that we can't use refraction adjustment tables because we don't know where R comes from, although, you know, that's been done many, many times. And then he demanded that you can only measure the radius of Earth if you can see the horizon, which is fucking crazy. Oh, sorry, Draco, I've just seen that. You can come on now for a wee chat about what you said. I'll send you a link. But that was fun. My first one back for a while. Went pretty much as we expect all Flat Earth debates to go. Apologies for the connection issues. YouTube started doing some crazy stuff. Quick announcement. I will be returning to the world of Dungeons and Dragons on the 25th of April. As Rachbot has just put in the chat, subscribe to the World of Akala as I return to D&D with my character Rincewind the Ugly. Lots of stuff got in the way of our D&D game continuing, so we're going to pick it up a few months later, and I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, it's been a crazy time for my health. I never really recovered from my concussion. Honestly, it fucked with my brain so much. I never realized it could do that. Then I had norovirus and then COVID, which has lasted like a month. And obviously I did have some mental health issues, which screwed me up for a while. But I'm back and I'm good. And I've got 2 things in the editor, including a collaboration with Simon Dan, something with Professor Dave coming, new episode of Flerfs Idiots, all the good stuff. Draco, are you there, bud? Why can't I hear you? Draco? Not getting any audio from you, Draco. I hope you guys enjoyed that today because it's...
Hello?
Hey!
Hello?
There we go. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Good.
Yeah, I just looked at the chat after that and I realised that you were saying you wanted to come on. What did you want to tell him that he was stupid about?
Well, he was. There were 2 things. The first one was when he talked about gradients, and I was gonna ask him. So why does the gradient exist in your model? And I know he would have said because of density, and then I would have said, okay, so in other words, according to you, the density gradient exists because density.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what he was. I just wanted to see what he was going to say to that, just for that circular reasoning.
My favourite thing was that he just kept trying to change what my hypothesis was.
yeah, yeah. You're just like, no, you're saying. But then the next thing was he was talking about gas, and he was like, "Oh, do gas particles attract each other?" And I assume what he was gonna say is that like gas would kind of coalesce together or something. I don't know where he was going with that, but I was gonna bring up
I think he
the
was
concept.
going with the fact that gas expands in a vacuum as a counter to mass attracting mass because we say gas has mass. But of course, the expansion of gas is, dependent on the kinetic energy that's available after the container goes.
It's dependent on the temperature.
The temperature,
mostly.
exactly. The pressure of it, what's around it. But it's not going to expand in all directions forever. It will, once that inertia, once that kinetic energy is gone, it's going to react to forces like it always does. They seem to think that gas has this magical property of just always expanding for no reason. When what they're not realizing is that expansion happens, but only because of forces involved. And once there's not enough energy for those forces anymore, other forces are stronger.
Well, there's also, the fact that the attraction between gas molecules is absolutely minuscule.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't understand any of that. Oh my god, I've missed this. Have you?
But hey, I think the reason that Mitchell didn't show up is you didn't pay him the $5,000.
Yeah.
You forgot to wire it to his account.
No, well, I sent him the email. Oh, there. Here we go. Yeah. Hey, I'll get this up so everyone can see. Hey, Bitchell, still no answer as to why you lied about what you said. I'm debating someone from Nathan's crowd tonight about sextants, and as usual, you get a no caveats attached invitation to join the debate about sextants. Prove you're scared by not showing up. And he replied, "Send the link to join." I was like, "Oh, okay. We all know you won't join though. Here's the link. Blah blah blah." And he said, "Sure, I'll join once the 5K hits my PayPal. Pay or obey, bitch." So I'd just like to point out this bit that I said here. Prove you're scared by not showing up. What did he do, guys? What did Mitchell do? Did Mitchell just prove he's scared by not showing up? If I ever wanted to commit suicide, what I'd do, right, is I'd climb to Mitchell's ego and jump to his IQ.
Oh no. I love putting in that trap. I do that all the time. I'm like, I know you're not going to read to the end of this, so if you reply with XXX, and then I put some, because I know this will piss them off. I put like "you're gay" or something at the end because I know that they get so triggered at that, and I'm like, oh, did you read the end of my message there?
Yeah. What I find flat earthers do, right, is that they get an email from me. And they read the first two lines, and they instantly respond with another email to those two lines without reading the rest of it. And then what happened is I get like 5 emails where they've gone, "Oh, I should read the rest of that."
It's like one email like, "Oh, come on, fucking send me the link," and then the next email is like, "Oh, and by the way," because they've actually read the rest of the email at that point.
Yeah. Oh, that's stupid. What you said is stupid. Gonna get Zumi in as well for a chat. But that kind of went exactly as I thought it would, and how they always do, because it was supposed to be about sextants, but he couldn't stay on sextants because every time I said something, he wanted to then argue about that, and it was just Nathan's script.
That was textbook Flerf dumpster fire.
Yeah.
He just leaped onto the first word of every sentence.
Yeah. So I've got a suggestion for Mitchell, right? I'll pay him his 5K to come on my channel, right? On the condition he comes on the channel and explains how sextants work on a flat earth.
And if he can't, he gives it to me to pay my college tuition. Perfect.
Oh. But you see what a bitch he is. Instead of joining, he just gave the link to random people.
Is that actually what happened? He gave it to
Yeah.
random people?
Yeah.
Just random people were joining?
Yeah, luckily I'm wise enough to have the waiting room on for security, right? So they can't just come on and start screaming obscenities and showing porn and whatever. And there was just a stream of random people just fucking joining. Like, no.
So what he probably did is like,
Wow.
I'm actually gonna check. He probably made like a community post or something.
Probably. Oh god, he probably just posted the fucking Zoom link, didn't he?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
check.
probably.
I'm gonna check right now.
Probably.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. It's a community post on his channel.
That, I'm pretty sure that is breaking terms and conditions.
No way. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my god. I can't believe that he did that.
Wow.
Oh, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey Zoomy, how you doing, buddy? Oh, what's going on with my internet?
Yeah. One thing I always, this pisses me off about flat earthers. They don't understand that we actually do lose atmosphere on a daily basis to the tune of around 90 tons.
Yeah,
So,
we
we
lose a lot of atmosphere, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, my Zoom seems to be being funny. 2 secs, guys. Oh, my Zoom's just crashed.
You're messing up.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. That's better. Zoom's
Yeah,
back.
your internet just totally shut itself.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot that post in case you want it.
Yeah, so he's such a bitch that he just posted for random people to join. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Publicly,
goodness.
publicly. He posted a
Publicly.
private Zoom link publicly.
Yeah.
In fact, let me get the whole screen up here. Okay, I'll send that to you in Discord. Do with that whatever you like.
Oh, I'm just gonna
Here's
go.
the link if anyone wants to see the post.
I'm not saying that anyone should go and report Mitchell's post, but I'm pretty sure that Mitchell's post violates YouTube terms of service.
A pathetic 7 likes.
Yes. I'm going to put that under harassment and bullying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It pretty much is because
Yes.
he's basically saying, yeah, go tell this guy blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's harassment.
That's definitely harassment. Yeah.
There's one comment. What is it? Who's left on? I can't see it.
Probably me, because I'm commenting right now.
Oh, it's flat out.
Oh, flat out commented.
Oh.
I can't even see it. He must have blocked me or something.
Yeah, you've got to sort it by newest.
No,
so,
it says there's no comments right now.
so there we go. The best bitchel move that I've ever seen. Instead
Mitch
of
the
him
bitch.
joining,
That
he's
is so
far too
fucking
scared.
funny.
He just posted. Oh my god.
He posted
Yeah.
a community post.
Mitch the bitch.
Mitch the bitch.
Well, there's someone called Panda trying to enter right now.
Shall we? Oh,
let's see who it is. I'll make sure they can't have their screen on.
Can you guys see the post still? It's gone for me.
No, I can't see it either. It says there's one comment, but I can't see the comment.
Did it get removed already?
Yeah, it looks like
It must have gotten
yeah.
removed already. Well, good job, guys.
Oh no, I still see it.
I don't see it. Maybe it's like if you report a post, you can't see it anymore. Oh no, yep, it's still there.
All right, I see Panda who's just joined. Who is this?
My comment is about to have more likes than the post.
Oh, honestly, that is the biggest bitchel move I have ever seen. He's really
Guys-
not happy that he is officially the dumbest person on the planet, is he?
Guys, go to that post and like my comment. Make sure it gets more likes than the actual post.
On it.
It has 6 right now. The post has 7.
Oh, I can't see your comment.
I can't see it. It
I
just
can.
says one
can see-
comment, sort by. Okay.
Oh,
I
two
see
comments.
3. Oh,
Oh, there we
12.
go.
All right, we've done it. We've done it. There we go.
Why
More
are you
likes
scared
than the
Mitchell
actual
joined the
post.
street? Yeah. And then MX Craft a pure unadulterated fear on your part. Yes, absolutely. 11 likes for your comment. Oh,
19. It's
at
20, 22 on my screen now. 23.
14.
Oh, it keeps going
hey,
up.
Craig. Craig, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we
hello.
can hear you. Hello.
Who's this?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is Panda. I was I was trying. I was.
I mean, you did about half a sentence.
Yes.
I don't know if you're
Yes.
cutting out or if you're like if that's just you speaking or.
Are you there, Panda?
Yes. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. You're getting about half a sentence out before you cut out. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
so,
going on.
Who are you, Panda?
Oh, I'm the guy who sent you the STS 134 video. I was trying to find the guy who was messing with y'all earlier and started his new little chat thing.
Ah.
That made
So
his own new video.
You're one of the
So
good guys, then.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, sir.
Man, honestly, there's just been a stream of like random names appearing. Wants to join your stream.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if I should be
I,
happy or disappointed about that. That you're one of
No,
the good
no,
guys.
no. Honestly, I clicked on this because I thought it was going to take me to
42.
whatever
God.
idiot's name was that started his own like little Zoom meeting to like bitch about your past stream where you destroyed him.
Did he? Who did that?
Well, no, that's what I was looking for. But then I
Oh,
saw.
right.
I
So
saw,
you thought he was come and talk to me about FTFE, right? I see.
yeah. So I was gonna go in there and defend your honor, and I was gonna
Well, thank
post
you.
that video, and then I got in here and I was like, oh shit, I'm in this chat. Okay, I'll just hang out in here for a little bit if
Yeah,
I'm allowed.
49 likes.
You noticed my
Hey.
incredible blanket here.
Yes, very, very gorgeous.
I have to
like
use
it.
it to. I have to use it to hide the sun because if I don't, it gets like this.
Hey, Connor
Yeah,
Silverfur, if
it's
you want to
very
join,
nice.
you know where the link is. So just go and click
Yeah.
it.
I've sent the link in chat, fellas.
No, I wasn't trying to encroach. I'm very sorry. I wasn't trying to encroach FTFE, Draco,
That's
or
okay.
anybody.
No, you're fine, man.
I did try to make that video and send it to you, which in and of itself really shuts down everything these idiots talk about.
Yeah.
We're at 55 likes to Mitchell's 7.
Yeah.
I'm just changing the title. FTFE versus Dave and Mitchell from Australia runs away.
Mitchell from Australia outsources his job to other people.
Brave Sir Mitchell ran
And
away.
it's
Bravely
the worst
ran away,
outsourcing that money can buy.
Yeah.
Seven.
Thing is, he's
Seven.
posted it on his community thing, right? Which means that a bunch of flat earthers have got a link, and we all know they don't know what the fuck to do with that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
granted,
no.
I clicked on the wrong link, but I still got where I wanted to be. So,
Yeah.
I'm still tech better than a Flerf.
Well, thank
Does
you very
Mr.
much.
Mitchell have Twitter?
I'm not sure. I don't know if
I've
you
just-
know how to use it.
I've just looked him up. I'm trying to see if he's posted it anywhere else. I wonder. I mean, probably on Facebook.
Oh, well. This
Oh,
is
he's
my-
pro.
I'll
TikTok
tell you
by
what,
now.
for my first stream back for a couple of weeks after being so ill, this has been fantastic.
Yeah,
that
it's
was-
really,
that was
it's
absolutely
really great having you
hilarious.
back, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I've needed the time away, honestly, even though triple vaxxed and, COVID was one of the worst illnesses I've ever had in my life. Fucking knocked me for 6 for a whole month, man. Honestly, it was awful. Even now, I've still got like runny nose and a bit of a fog in the head and stuff. That's just not disappeared.
Sleeping. Leaky
it
himself
taps away a
replied
little
to
bit.
me, fellas.
Well,
Oh.
what did he say?
Oh, no. What'd you do?
He said, "We blah ha 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 ha." Leaky
nothing.
himself.
Ooh.
So
The man, the myth, the legend.
So he's literally leaking his IQ out while he's trying to.
He
respond
can't
to you.
afford to do that.
Well, he's about
What?
to be at 0.
Wait, hold
His
on.
gas
If he
tank
was
is empty.
Hold on. If he was leaking IQ, that would mean that he's gaining it because he'd be leaking a
Wait.
negative.
Wait,
He'd be
if he's
subtracting a
Oh,
negative.
wait.
If he's
Maybe,
leaking- if he's- if he's-
maybe that's how they work their their messed up interpretation of the second law of thermodynamics.
but him leaking IQ would presuppose that he had IQ points to begin with.
Oh no, we're already in a bigger fallacy now.
Oh, and hello, Connell Silverfer. How you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me? I don't know if
yes,
it's working.
We can hear you, buddy. How
All
you
right,
doing?
perfect. I'm doing great. It's an honor to finally be able to talk to you guys.
Well, just as you're here, thank you for the amazing support you've given me for so long.
Oh, no. Listen, I started listening to you because I was working for Amazon and I needed something fun to listen to, and I just kind of came across some of your debates. I'm like, this is great entertainment for an hour. So, yeah, that's just kind of how I got into it.
Well, like I always see your name around, and you always throw me super chats. So, you know, I like to say it to as many people as supporting as possible. Thank you for helping make my channel what it is.
And hey, anything we can do to, put down some stupidity together, I'm all for it.
Join Flat Earth Discords and start shitting on them. That's what you can do.
Actually, I already joined the Flat Earth Society on Facebook, and it's funny because I actually threw them yesterday. I actually threw them an experiment that they could do to try to prove what they say about whether we should be able or not to feel the rotation of the Earth, and so far they're just coming up with excuses as to why they can't do it.
I've been banned.
That sounds about right.
I've actually already been banned from 4 different flat Earth groups on YouTube, on Facebook. So.
Yeah, whenever I ask for evidence and then show my evidence, all of a sudden I can't get onto the threads anymore. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Sleepy Boy is active in that comment section.
And that's the funny thing is like they discredit so many people, and like here with FTFE, you were in the Royal Navy as a submariner. I was in the U.S. Marine Corps, so I've been on a bunch of Navy boats, and I've done over the horizon like communications, and like that was without seeing the boat that I was talking to. But they're like, oh no, it's flat. You can see it. No, I can't.
Absolutely.
No, you can see it.
Right.
No,
guys,
I can't. That's why I have to bounce off satellites for my comm to work.
Yeah. Whenever I
but
say
satellites don't exist.
There's one phrase that really pisses off flat earthers: radar horizons exist.
Yes, 100%. That is a thing. That's why there is such a thing in all of our manuals. I'm sure it's the same as yours, as it is in mine here in the U.S. on over the horizon communication.
Oh, we've got
just
someone
yell
else that's trying to enter. Medica, I'm not sure who this is.
He's
Medica's
one of ours.
Medica's good.
Okay, cool.
He's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Toon has found the post. He doesn't seem to be in the stream, but he commented.
He's
the amount of
obviously
traffic.
Well, he needs to come in.
The amount of traffic that's been generated on Mitch. I mean, he had 7 likes, 0 comments, and now he has 8 likes and 28 comments.
It's his biggest ever community post.
Right.
The biggest community
he's
post
blowing
he's
up.
ever made.
He's on the glow up right now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna see the trending page.
God, no, he'll just turn around and blame the Illuminati for the algorithm knocking him down.
Mike, who is
no. Listen, it's not the Illuminati.
Michael
It's
Toon.
NASA they're obsessed over.
Oh,
Literally,
that's right.
They bring
You're
up NASA
right.
more than anybody else.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Hello,
I
Medica.
forgot.
Welcome to the stream, which is apparently an
Hi.
open stream now.
Sorry. Yeah. What's on the video? That's weird for me. I can see myself on TV.
Hello and welcome to the Flat Earth Debate Panel.
Yes. Oh my
Oh,
god.
is that what this is now?
That's what we are now.
They spent a lot of time talking
Yeah.
about me over there lately. I've got a few videos to debunk.
Well, I mean, they do say that there's no such thing as bad attention. So anything you get from them has to be good for you somehow.
Honestly, when I first started this, I was like, I'm going to count how many videos flat earthers make about me. Within 6 months, I'd lost count.
You can't keep track.
No,
Fellas.
and
too
I
many.
think we have a wild Toon in the house. Hello, Toon.
You've got to see this,
Yes,
guys.
that's me.
Oh,
Look at what
nice.
Mr. Riley is.
Oh,
That's
He active.
we've all
he's
triggered
mad.
it.
Just looking through
Oh,
comments and just
gosh.
I
Guys, it
forgot.
looks like
I
I'm
forgot
screwed
he
so mad.
existed.
Guys, I'm screwed.
I didn't know he was so relevant. He was banned off YouTube.
He reported me for being a kid, even though my Google account says I was born in 1967. Oh
no! He was hoping you were a kid.
Yeah.
Look, this is what I said. I said, "Why don't you join? I'm a kid, and I know that's your target audience." And this is what
There
he
it
did.
Oh
I remember my
my
sound was blank almost.
Toon, what did you see much of that debate, Toon?
I listened to most of it. Yes.
So you listened to a guy screaming and not letting him speak.
Yeah, he's demanding that you tell him stuff and then won't let you tell him stuff.
Yeah.
Classy.
Well, because as they often say, they're not here for a debate. They aren't here to be convinced of anything.
No.
Well, that's very ironic with who Toon talked to, I believe, last night. Jay or James
Chris.
or whatever.
Sadly, I missed that
Yes.
one.
You mean Chris Woods?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I mean, I saw the Chris Woods one,
God,
but
Chris
the guy after him, the Illuminati guy.
Mike Check?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Mike Check 1 2. Yeah, that guy.
Mike check.
He's
Now,
okay.
Raichi's entered
I
the
liked
scene,
him okay.
fellas. Raichi has entered the scene.
I rather have
What?
you. Yeah,
Rachel?
no, Mike Check.
What?
Mike Check
Not in
wasn't
the
a
not
bad
in the
guy.
stream, but she's
Oh.
found the post, which means
Oh,
she's
right,
watching.
okay.
Hi,
I was gonna say,
Raichi.
'cause she's banned from my
God.
channel.
Yeah.
Hi, Raichi. We know you're watching.
Yes, you love it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You want to
Is this
call
being
us a
mirrored
cult when you're as indoctrinated as you are. By the way, Raichi, I'm still waiting for a reply to my very generous offer. I didn't get one, and I think everyone knows why I didn't get one.
Well, okay, I may have missed that. What did you offer her?
I offered to
A reach around.
go on a platform. Nah, I offered to go on a platform of her choice and nicely explain any questions she might have, but I told her that I wasn't going to do it unless she specifically contacted me and asked for it. And I said on stream, if you don't, and this doesn't happen, everyone will know that you don't actually care about the truth. It's been a month, and I don't have anything.
No,
So,
Draco, I think you
Not
overestimated her.
surprising.
Yeah.
I did. I know I did.
But anyway, it's getting close to 3 o'clock in the morning for me, so I'm going to read super chats, and then try and go to sleep for a bit whilst laughing at how stupid the Flerfs are.
All right.
Always.
Well, it's
Wow.
as I said, it's finally an honor to finally
That's
talk to
always
their
fun.
FTFE. I'll
Well,
let you
nice
do
to
your
speak to
thing
you as
and
well. Thank you for joining.
Have a good night, sir.
See you later.
Yes, sir. FTFE, I'm going to drop off as well. Thank you for letting me in here, buddy.
No
Appreciate
worries.
it.
Nice to speak to you.
I did send you a super chat, buddy. James Weber. And that's
Cool.
that's what my super chat's from. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
see you later, pal. Talk to you guys later.
Bye. So, hey, Toon, did you see the email I got from Mitchell?
I heard you read it.
Yes.
It was amazing. Yes. So brave. So brave.
Yeah,
I wonder how
especially-
broke he has to be to demand 5K.
I know, right?
Well, he could easily get 10K if he was right.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 15 or was that
No,
something else?
it's 10K for my challenge.
Yeah.
Just needs to show what he claims is true, but he
But
can't.
their thing is that they're saying that, oh, we're just going to ignore your challenge because it's a rubbish challenge, which is basically them going, we can't do it, so we're going to pretend that we don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toon, this
Even though
is the
somebody's-
safest your money has
somebody's
ever
got-
been.
Yeah.
Somebody's gotten paid from the challenge already.
Oh,
For the
Bacon did.
$100 one there.
Yeah, Bacon got $100. Real transfer happened live on stream.
There we go. That's how we do it, guys. Oh. Anyway,
All right,
super
you
chat
better
time.
get to those. Get to those.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll
Thank
listen
you.
in. See ya.
Thank you everyone for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and everyone that's super chatted is always amazing. If you'd like to help the channel in other ways, please do share what I do on Twitter and Facebook. Now, super chat. Sigma Step for $20 says, "We love you, Craig. We miss Emma too." I love you more, and don't worry, Emma's going to be in a video coming up soon. Design Song 1 for $10 says, "Welcome back, FTFE Rotten. Glad you're better." I'm mostly better. I still have to speak to Flerfs every day, so you know. Eon Dust for $5 Australian. "Hey, sweetheart, good to hear from you again. I hope you're feeling better. We're starting to miss my favourite idiot parade." And that's what this is. A parade of stupid. Waika Kamukau 855 for $5. "Stop cooking the black swan. He's dead already." Yeah, that's the most burnt fucking dinner you're going to get. Flat Earth idiots for $10. I love how they think a device which was not invented by flat earthers proves a flat Earth. Not only was the sextant not invented by flat earthers, but there isn't a single flat earther on Earth that knows how to use a sextant, or has even held one, really. So, you know, there is that. Eon Dust, $5 Australian. Maybe we should change the saying to beating a dead black swan, considering how many times it comes up. And another one, to be honest, I think when Jokely asks for R value, he's actually asking about your butt, considering his attitude towards balls and mouth. Yeah, when I went on his channel, in the short time I was on there, he said he wanted to put his balls in my mouth 37 times.
Speaking of flat Earth numbers, I just want to point out that Mr. Leaky currently makes up 15% of the comments on Mitchell's post. By himself.
Hi, triggered.
Trigger tits. Trigger tits.
And then from the awesome Zoomies, who's been a member for a few months, says, from which dumpster did this fire originate? I don't know, but it was one you could see from space, which apparently is
one outside my college. Smells like
definitely.
a lot.
Then it says, Connell Silver's a new member, but I know that's not true. But thank you anyway, bud. Jake the Surgeon for $2. Dave is the sharpest marble in the bag. And then $5 says, is incredulity as delicious as you make it out to be, Dave? Yeah, his answer to a lot of the thing was, well, that's bullshit. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Kind of like, did you guys see the Professor Dave and Durf debate?
Oh, God, that, yes.
So, I spent about
killed
three weeks prepping Dave for that debate. We were going over a lot of Durf's videos, a lot of Durf's common points, and I basically had him, as you could see, he was ready to respond to everything that Dave said. And I think that's thanks to the fact that I spent a good few weeks preparing Professor Dave for that debate. Because it's actually the first time he's debated a flat earther. Of course, he's done his videos destroying them, but that's the first time he did a debate. And I was very proud of how he went. And so what we're doing is next week, Professor Dave's coming onto my channel, and Durf brought up 5 points. So we're going to go over those 5 points in a live stream and talk about why they're so stupid. Maybe bring a few of you guys on, have a chance to say hello to Professor Dave. And then I'm going to take that video and condense it down to half an hour and put some graphics and stuff in, and then we're going to release that as the next debunking video for Flat Earth on Dave's channel, which makes me very excited because the last debunking video he did for Flat Earth got about 9.5 million views.
Yeah.
So,
damn.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What time next week?
I'm not sure yet. I think it's going to be Wednesday.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, me and Dave need to have a little chat first to go over the points we're going to discuss, because we want it to be scripted but still live, if you know what I mean. And then so we can take some questions and stuff as well. And I would like a part at the end of the stream to get you guys to come on and say hello to Professor Dave one at a time. Maybe ask him. We get a few people on to ask a question and then get the next person on or something. I think that'd be cool because
That sounds
Professor Dave's
awesome.
amazing. And then we've got Jake the Surgeon. Read that one. Luke Falwalker, who's been a member for 12 months, says today's show is presented by the word measured. They don't know what that word means. Bill Devitt became a new member. Thank you very much. And then Aaron Findley's been a member for 17 months. Says how every flat Earth debate plays out. FTFE. This is how science works, and here are several valid reasons why with citations. Flerf. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Just calling things BS is the new debunk at the moment. Connell Silverfur for $10. Flerfs have no place to talk when it comes to experiments or measurements. I have challenged the Flerfs to verify their statements via experiment. They always run away. Every single freaking time. Yeah, Flerfs, we should just make like relay teams out of Flerfs because they're always fucking running.
They'd win the Olympics.
They would
probably.
win. Yeah, they win the Olympics on that.
Eon Dust says for $5 Australian, maybe he's an engineer in the same way that JM Truth is a filmmaker. Right, JM's not been doing much flat Earth stuff lately, but
God.
He has released a series on how to do camera stuff, green screen and everything. And he had one video out which was explaining how to light a green screen properly. And then there was a comment on it, and the comment was, I've been a videographer and a lighting engineer for 45 years. Every word of what you said was wrong.
Wait. He's teaching videographer methods.
Yeah. He did a video about explaining how to light a green screen and stuff. And an actual videographer was like,
Yeah.
Nothing you said is right. Don't anybody listen to this.
Did he teach you by any chance how to pan a camera? Like not make it go 9 miles.
Oh, you can't
but,
pan a camera.
Well, you can't fucking pan 9 miles. That's stupid.
I mean, given what I've seen on Bunker 33 lately, I think that instructional video should be taken down as misinformation.
Yes.
Defamation against the film industry, probably.
Jake the Surgeon, $5 says, it's like watching a sponge try and contemplate the question that has stumped man since we first dropped out of the trees. Are traps gay? Huh?
If there's a hole, there's a goal.
Okay. Truth Nerds, been a member for 21 months, says, Dave, what is the SI unit of entropy? He didn't even know what the second law of thermodynamics was. They just scream thermodynamics and entropy and think it means something. Like, I tried to explain to a Flerf the other day on Facebook that, your freezer, well, that's technically reversing entropy, right?
Yeah.
But only within the system of inside that freezer, right? Inside that freezer, entropy's going backwards. However, the entropy of the room outside of it has increased more because of the heat of the cooling thing from the refrigerator. So the actual, overall entropy has still increased. But just in that one little system, you could say that entropy's gone the other way. But that's why we talk about an isolated system, i.e. the entire universe, because no matter what's happening on little microsystems, the entropy of the universe as a whole is still increasing.
And what does gas pressure have to do with entropy anyway?
They don't know.
That has nothing at all to do with it.
It's a whole going from order to disorder, and I suppose it does meet part of that criteria, but not in the way they're trying to push it.
No.
Yeah, well, it's an increase in entropy where entropy itself is a measurement of order, but it doesn't mean an increase of disorder.
No, exactly. And just as I remember, Glober Mum is in the chat right now, and I see her arguing with Sleepy in that comment section.
That's correct.
Glober Mum has been working on some stuff for me. She has been taking some of my debates and turning them into 30-minute videos that I can post. I've got 3 ready to go, and they are fucking brilliant. What she's done with them is incredible. And I'm going to start releasing them soon. So everyone please give Glober Mum a massive thank you. And if you're not subscribed to Glober Mum, you really should be, because she's a very smart and awesome content creator.
Glober Mum's awesome.
Yeah. And basically, I've said that when those videos go out, half of the ad revenue that I make from those shorts, well, they're not shorts, they're 30 minutes, but short versions of my debates, half of that ad revenue will go to Glober Mum, for the fact that she's put the work in editing and that. So, Glober Mum, you're fucking awesome, and I can't wait to start releasing the stuff you've been helping me with. Jake the Surgeon for $2. Dave, is a Terraria a lizard? He wouldn't know the answer. Rachbot, who gave me a message for $10, it's a sticker and it says #1 fan. Well, I did program you to be my #1 fan, so thank you very much. Takas Yanis for 2,048 huffs. Half of the Earth is lit by this dumpster fire. Yeah, he started getting really confused when I said half the Earth is illuminated all the time because it's a sphere, and he didn't believe me.
Yeah. Well, more than
it's
around 50. It's around 51 to 52%. But yeah, I mean,
he just didn't believe it.
If you want to be technical, if you want to be
if you want the Flerf response to that,
well, is it 50 or is it 51 or is it 52?
He's got to be
specific.
Accurate. Yeah,
it's got to be accurate.
Jake the Surgeon, $5. Show me how a pterosaur can fly. You can. Got him. I can lower my IQ to Dave's level 2. And then another one says, Dave, how is it that we know how pterosaurs can fly even though no human has ever seen one alive? And then a $10 super chat from Flat Earth Idiots, and it's been retracted, so I'm not sure what that's about, but thank you. And then another one says, I demand that he shows the scientific experiment that proves flat Earth. No such thing. They don't do that. My Dennis 787B for 78 Hong Kong dollars. Welcome back, Craig. Thank you very much. Welcome back to everyone joining for another stream. Calypsis for $5. I can drop a lighter on a sheet of aerogel and it will stop moving despite being far denser and heavier than the aerogel. Please explain. Yeah, this I always say, well, why when I put a lead ball on my wooden table does it not... It's
improve.
Can't be just density, right? Connell Silver for $5. Gravity imparts a force, Dave. No, it's not. Dave, do you even English? I know. They don't understand what that means. Oh, you said it's a force. No, I just specifically said it's not,
My
but
God.
it imparts
You spent
a
like
force.
20 minutes on that, dude.
It imparts a force.
What? And what's that force called? It's called the force of gravity. Oh, so gravity's a force. No, Dave.
It's a force caused by gravity.
James Webber
wait till he hears about the 2 different types of sail.
I know.
Oh, God.
James Webber for $10 says, show him the STS 134 video and let him yell after that. Ground to space, uncut, multiple cameras. It's CGI. There you go. I predicted his response.
It's CGI.
Yeah. Eddie Reese, $5. Changing your position by 5 feet is too insignificant to change the rate of acceleration imparted by gravity. Yeah. He thought that he debunked what I was saying by just being stupid.
Well, in his own words, that's retarded.
Yeah.
That's retarded.
And then that's it. Argument debunked. Nothing.
I should have just had this on when he was talking.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Or do the Team Skeptic loop.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Oh, I love that clip. It's so funny.
I need that
Something
clip.
about the way he says
I need
it.
that. I need that clip.
Nathan, that's not appropriate.
Oh, hey Nathan, you should be friends with Sleepy.
They could work together.
I think that would be a threat to the children of
When I was a young
both
boy, I grew up on
countries.
the farm. I'm a country boy.
Oh, God.
And I used to fuck the cows
Santos.
and the pigs.
Santos.
I used to fuck the
San-
pigs and the cows would come
Santos.
and I would pat them and look into their eyes.
We don't want to
Santos,
know.
that's enough, Santos.
We don't want to know. We don't.
On behalf of all farm animals, I file a restraining order.
Mate, Santos, just go and hug your elf or something.
You call me elf again, you're gonna see. You're gonna see what's gonna happen to you.
Elf.
And nothing happened. Nothing happened. And nothing happened whatsoever.
Telsa Bin for $2 says, so glad you're back and well, I've missed these. Well, we've got lots more coming, don't you worry. The Ramblings of a Madman for £5. Dave don't want none of that fancy book learning now, does he? And then Rachbot, my greatest creation, who's been a member for 28 months, says, this has been great, I needed this. Well, I need your support, and thank you so much for it. Beach8, been a member for 26 months. Just unbelievable how thick Flerfs can be. Misconstrue every comment and phrase. How do you keep your sanity? Thank Craig. If I was to describe how thick Flerfs are, I'd say they're as thick as a Boxing Day poo.
Okay.
Sorry. If it was any thicker, they'd set. Came to the stream late only to hear Dave screaming at FTFE. I missed this. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome to an FTFE stream. Quitties the Sprinkler has been a member for 28 months. Glad you're back, bud. We missed you. I missed you more. Stringer News 1, been a member for 26 months, says, I must be new here. It says member for 1 month. I don't know why it's doing that, but we know that you're not. Draco Fire, been a member for 21 months, says, lol, this guy got so mad over literally nothing. Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
M. Schleider 49 says for $10, welcome back FTFE, pain is your friend. My drill instructor in the Navy always told me that pain is weakness leaving the body. Then I spent 3 weeks in rehabilitation because I'd snapped a metatarsal.
Oh.
Just to update on the ratio, Mitchell is sitting at a whopping 8 likes. My comment has 77. And Sleeping Warrior, out of the 97 comments on that post, he makes up 17 or 17.5% of them.
Fuck me.
By himself. By himself.
Oh, God.
Just comment after comment.
Darren DeBorn, who's been a member for 5 months, says, my man, your content never fails to put a smile on my face. I've been presented with evidence that shows you are one tough cookie to crumble. Thanks very much, buddy. I appreciate that loads. Eon Dust, $5. Sweetie, can you ask Mitchell to send me a postcard from top left? The view must be amazing. Yeah, you can get a postcard. It's going to be $5,000. Mr. Q.
Plus shipping and handling.
Yeah. Mr. QTube, first name Fa, for $5, says, Flerfs lose IQ points faster than the Earth loses atmosphere. And Ashmaker for $5 says, here's a small bribe to let me in your video chat maybe. Oh, next time, Ash, feel free to hit me up and we will get you in to talk with Professor Dave. That'd definitely be good. I've just had a Flerf message me. I'll see what that says. Why you been trying to get a Flerf to come on. He posted on Facebook, "Oh, you Globers are afraid to debate me," and I've now been talking to him for over a week trying to get him to come and debate me. Because we're the afraid ones. Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Zumi, Draco, thank you for coming on, and everyone else who joined the panel. Thank you for everyone that tried to join, because Mitchell posted the private Zoom link publicly instead of coming onto the stream. Because
link in chat if you need things to do. Go argue with Sleepy, because he seems to be having a little bit of a trigger fest over there.
I think it's very clear at this point that Mitchell is my bitch.
Yeah, Mitch the bitch.
Yeah.
You are to Mitch what Red's rhetoric was to Jeranism.
He fucking hates me. He keeps sending me emails going, "Pay me or obey me, bitch," and I'm like, "Yeah, keep proving you're a coward. Good job."
But that doesn't even make sense, because you paying him would be you obeying him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's both or neither.
I'll never get over the 10th man. Mitchell, they said that you invited them here. Is that true? No. Toon was saying about his challenge, so I invited him here to present his challenge. No. Stringer News 1, $10 says, "Welcome back, Craig. Hope the lager lurgy leaves no lasting effects." I wish it was from fucking drinking, but COVID is fucking horrible, honestly. But that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the members. It means the world. I've got another debate on Friday, then a new episode of Flerfs Idiots on Saturday, and then lots of stuff coming up over the next few weeks. I love you all. Remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Remember to like that like button.
That was funny.
Smash the like, guys.
I prefer not to, honestly. I don't like smashing things.
Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the
Y'all better be dancing, damn it.
I actually am.
I am too.
See? Dad dancing.